I can now go live from this channel. I did promise y'all live. Some of y'all may know me from my other channel. Over here, I'm gonna be a more jokey joke, more lighthearted, so to speak. So with that being said, I want to go into this Chris Brown deal right here. Shout out to Paintball Lessons.
Well, now you can. With Roku Ads Manager, setting up a campaign is as easy as making a social post. The best part is that you can get started with. Okay, peace, peace, y'all. Peace, peace, peace. Don't make it hot. Don't make it hot. Don't make it hot. Let me know in the comments if this
Hold
is
up,
I don't know.
man. You're in a bonnet and you got a nose ring. We're not even 10 seconds into the video. You got a bonnet and a nose ring. Come on, like for real. What are we doing?
It is tinted. Oh my God, what is that, my man? All right, Chris. This is the last show. We see what you did in Atlanta. You got to show out. We see what you did in Atlanta. And you better bring out Michael Jackson tonight. We're not finished.
Never mind. I'll let it play.
Traffic backed up a full 30 minutes out of New Orleans. If you were anywhere near New Orleans on the night of Chris Brown's Breezy Bowl Stadium tour, you definitely felt it. Traffic backed up for miles, the Superdome was packed to the ceiling. This wasn't just another concert. This was the finale of one of the biggest tours of 2025. Top two hands down, the numbers don't lie. So the Breezy Bowl is officially over. I had such a great time, Chris Brown, in Detroit night two. Our show was fantastic, but the tour in total was phenomenal. You did your thing on this tour, Chris, and we are so proud of you selling out those stadiums. We knew that you could do it. You made your own Super Bowl, and you deserve it. 20 years worth of greatness. This tour moved like a Super Bowl. Sold out stadiums, not arenas. And don't get it twisted, those tickets weren't $25 either. You know, like they trick y'all thinking some of your faves out here selling out arenas and stadiums. But you see tickets literally being given away at $20. Nah, not Chris Brown. Nosebleeds start at like $140 a seat, mostly filled with women, and they found the money to go.
Man, so let's say Chris Brown just hit a new career milestone. He ranked #1 on Billboard's monthly box score chart. It says Breezy Bowl tour racked up nearly $97 million in just.
Wait a minute, I just not remember something. Didn't a woman, instead of her paying her rent, she got Breezy Bowl tickets instead of paying her rent? Y'all correct me if I'm wrong on that.
14 shows. I ain't gonna lie, dude out here going crazy. Almost 100 million in just 14 shows is insane. I see exactly why he out here performing doing shows so much. No matter how many shows he do, women still gonna show up for him. I know a girl that then went to about 6 shows he got back to back. Can't even hate on it, dude out here winning. Facts.
Hell yeah, he
So in
win.
this report during the tour, they focused on just 14 shows, where the tour grossed 97 million, and by the end, the final numbers are projected to be around $300 million total. The most successful tour.
That's what I'm talking about. Get that money,
2025,
Chris.
right behind Beyonce,
Get that
the
money.
Cowboy Carter tour brought in over $400 million. But when the lights hit and Chris Brown performed at some strip, this went left. A brawl broke out right in the crowd, weed flying, drinks spilling, security rushing in like 20 minutes later. And no, it wasn't 20 minutes, but it seemed like forever. You have to go watch the video for yourself. I don't know what started this fight. All I know is it was like one girl against 20 girls.
Damn.
20v1 at Breezy Bowl is wild. But they got stuff when they hit the woman with their purses, punching the girl right in the
Nuck
face.
if you
It was
buck.
totally out of control, 100% out of order.
Nuck if you
And when
buck.
security finally got
Nuck
over there
if
to
you
get these
buck.
flamingos off of this woman, all the women involved were kicked out of the building.
Get the stop it.
Yeah, they all had to go back home to the night war somewhere. I just really want to know what started this. Because at this point, nobody knows. How y'all paid all that money for those tickets and started fighting the audience? Like I said before, Chris Brown don't sell no $25 tickets. To get in the building, you're paying at least $140 to $150. These girls drop $1,000 to $1,300 for meet and greets backstage to take pictures. So yeah, I just want to know what in the world happened to spend all this time and money buying clothes, doing hair, getting ready for this concert, paying buku money to park because parking not cheap either, doing all
Sure
this
hell
shit
ain't.
there only to start fighting another woman, and all y'all getting tossed out the door. It's wild too because this wasn't even the first fight of the tour. It's been a few arguments at the shows.
So I going to be sharing the same stage with him.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Y'all getting a little spicy.
Nothing beats a jet fuel holiday. You can save £50 per person. That's £200 off for a family of four.
Oh wait a minute, this is a white woman.
Holiday, you can save £200 per person. That's about £50 for a family of four.
Apparently, the white women love Chris Brown too. From what I'm looking at.
But looking at it, it wasn't just New Orleans with all this fighting down to the concert. You had folks supporting women down there fighting to the Raleigh concert. I heard DC and even Orlando.
Here's a secret tip hackers don't want you to know about. With this called malware bites, your phone, desktop, or any other device will be protected 20.
Dreaming of the perfect family trip?
Who are you?
Honey, Priceline's AI travel.
I don't know, maybe Crime Hills came out that night. Yeah, gotta be the folks from Pine Hills in Orlando, aka the infamous Crime Hills. But New Orleans, just like Orlando, got physical. I have to say it was worse because they had like a whole brawl at the New Orleans show, and that's why like 15, 20 women got kicked out. So yeah, I got a few questions. Why did all of them girls jump on one person? That's crazy.
Yeah, why?
And obviously that girl was alone or all her friends hate her. I don't know what's going on there. Chris Brown don't even make fight music. But they found a way to turn Breezy Bowls into the Breezy Brawl.
Fight broke out at a Chris Brown concert. So
How? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Concert, right? I believe there was a concert out in New Orleans at the Superdome. Boy, these joints out there fighting in the crowd on who Chris Brown was looking at. Girl, he was looking at me. He wasn't looking at you. He smiled at me. He wasn't looking at you. Girl, y'all chill, auntie, chill. I thought y'all went to a Chris Brown concert to get on, not punched on. You had the joint basically getting it in at Chris Brown's concert, having that fight break out at his concert, man. Y'all need to chill. It's supposed to be a Chris Brown concert, not a NBA YoungBoy concert. That's what we expected, the NBA YoungBoy concert.
I have to agree. He said people expect stuff like this to happen at the NBA YoungBoy concert, not Chris Brown. Which is funny because NBA YoungBoy, he's performing in the same city. He'll be in New Orleans too just a couple of days after Chris Brown. The Chris Brown show was Thursday and the NBA YoungBoy is Sunday. But look at how they showed out at Chris Brown's show. I mean, showed their complete behind. Literally. I'm not even gonna get into that part though.
I'm just trying to figure out what the hell was y'all thinking? Tearing it down at our man concert. I mean, like, we already know there's our men, but ain't no way that y'all was doing all that in the New Orleans concert. Paid all that money, look good for our men, just to be tearing it down. Then y'all jumped the lady, one lady. What? But what? Girl, then he was singing, I just wanna see you strip right now, 'cause it's late, and I just wanna see you strip down with it.
Ma'am, stop. Stop. You can't sing for shit.
Then I just seen a comment where they was tearing it out in DC. Baby, why is we tearing it out in Chris Brown concert? Ain't like it's being no damn fight songs. This love songs are me.
Hey, look here. TMZ just reported that there was a brawl at the Chris Brown concert last night in New Orleans. Who was the young lady? Y'all need to come your count of what happened last night. I need the defendant and the plaintiff, the defense and the offense. Come on here, tell us what happened. Who pushed you? Who was in your seat? We want to know. I want to know.
But the show didn't stop there. Chris kept going, mic on, energy unmatched. This is what separates real performers from the rest. Chris Brown came up in an era where artist development still existed, when you had to sing, dance, and entertain at the same time. Same reason Beyonce gives flawless shows. They both study professionals from back in the day, like James Brown, Michael Jackson, and it shows.
I was seeing Chris Brown last night. And you see the videos of him like flying around people's stadium, but like you don't really get it until you see it in person. Like that man is flying so fast around the people's establishment. He's gone. I tried to get it on camera. This man is hanging by his feet. That man on another level. Chris Brown is on another level. I'm so sorry. He's on another level.
He wasn't just walking the stage. He was flying around stadiums at 70 miles per hour. His viral dance that took over TikTok this year also helped and served as organic promo. Fans were doing it live in the stands while he performed. The ones who actually came to have a good time and not fight. And somebody tell me what's up with this one right here in New Orleans. Sexy Red popped up at a Chris Brown show. That's her second time to pop out in New Orleans on somebody else's tour. She was at the Drake's New Orleans stop back in 2024, and now Chris Brown in 2025. Like, what's going on? It's like they say, we're going to New Orleans, let's bring her. Yeah, I don't get it. I have to say the night had its chaos. They made TMZ. But in true Chris Brown fashion, he still delivered one of the best live performances of the year. $300 million gross, stadiums, mic on. As one of the last real performers left, you gotta give it to him. Let's go ahead and get the conversation started. It was a 20v1 at Breezy Bowl, his final stop in New Orleans. All these girls jumped on one girl. Then they got kicked out and sent back uptown or to the east somewhere. Because where else do you go after spending all that money to be at that concert and getting kicked out like that? Absolutely out of order. Tell me what you think about this mess below. I want to thank everybody who supported.
I got this here from Chantelle Simone as well.
But when your longevity is a result of you birthing a dusty child and then you expect a man of value to come with your longevity.
We will not have it. What shall we will not have it for?
It's mind-blowing to me how the black community will pressure the men of value into taking care of a dusty seed instead of telling a woman to just close her leg and not reproduce with the dusty. This pastor man right here is the worst of all the clips because they are using church to manipulate men into doing something that the Bible speaks against. But y'all, remember, do not take this to heart. We point and laugh, and I'm happy that men are refusing to fall for their manipulation. Y'all, let us watch. Don't forget to hit the like button, and if you're rocking with the channel,
Really, John Gray.
If you're a single man between the ages of 30 and 35, it's probably time to accept that you are likely going to be a stepdad.
No, the hell I will not.
I am accepting stepdad applications. And I know you're probably...
And ma'am, you can go fuck yourself too.
thinking, what's in it for me? Well, my baby daddy is 6'8". And you see how I'm coming, baby. You see the shoulders. If you start working with my babies right now and start paying their sport fees, you will get a return on your investment in about 15 years. And my twins are like 5. So
Really?
early enough, we can go any direction, right? And we don't even have to be typical like basketball.
In the words of Antoine Daniels, why should I play another man's saved game? Why should I play another man's saved game? That's stupid.
In football, we could really go soccer, swimming, baseball, shoot, volleyball. You tell me. All you gotta do is start paying my baby sports fees. Because why do they cost that much? Maybe you could even start coaching one of your teams. And then when it's time for their documentary, right, you get that good character arc where you get to be the dad who stepped up. I'm from the Black Midwest, right? I'm from Cleveland. Where's LeBron from? Up the street. You know the Midwest produces greatness. And my degree is in PR. We can really make it
Ma'am, you
work.
was
Okay?
delusional.
Listen, serious inquiries only. Let's talk chicken.
You need, you straight up
So why
need
she didn't team up
psychiatric
with her
help.
baby daddy? Like, why her and her baby daddy didn't come up with this plan? Listen, remember, we do not debate, we do not argue, just point and laugh. This is your daily
Just go
source
straight to the chopper.
of comedy. Let us just laugh.
I want to take a moment to honor every stepfather.
And this real, and this false prophet.
That he didn't birth, but would give his life for those kids.
Man, shut up, John Gray. Shut up.
Stepfather who covered a family.
Shut up, John Gray.
Take care of his responsibilities.
False
Every
prophet.
stepfather who stood in the gap so those kids didn't lose the love of a father because the biological didn't bother. And the scripture that we read in Luke 2 says, and it came time that she should be delivered. Joseph and Mary. Mary had a baby. Joseph was the covering, but he was not the father. I'm going to take a moment to honor every stepfather. Joseph.
Oh, this is blasphemous. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but Mary
That was blasphemous, bro.
Joseph to take care of it.
Come on, man. You don't know better than that as a Cooper.
That was
Oh my
blasphemous.
God. If, oh my God. And this is why lots of men do not want to attend church, because these pastors, oh my God, why don't we talk about women who are reproducing with the men who won't be responsible for their seeds? Women choose irresponsible men to
They do.
reproduce it. Why don't these pastors
Talk
say,
about
"Ladies,
Chantelle.
stop
They
reproducing
do.
with irresponsible men," instead of trying to bait responsible men in taking care of an irresponsible man's seed? Come on now. And then to be talking about, oh, Mary and Joseph, are we serious? This is why lots of men are backing away from the church. Backing away from the church because they try to use the Bible to justify their Jezebel behavior. This is the world we live in, guys. Wow.
Talk about Chantelle.
Into the men that pick up the pieces so effortlessly to those kids.
And I'm gonna say this loud and clear. I am so sick of women trying to force men to be stepfathers. If a man wants to be a stepfather, that should be his choice. And if that man says no, I will not be a stepdaddy, that man should not be shamed in any way, any shape, or any form. Let's keep going.
Man that donated that sperm, let me tell you something. You have a special place in heaven. Do you understand? You mended a broken heart. No excuses. Love that child like your own. Stepped up to the plate with no hesitation. Picked up every single fucking piece. Baby, there is a special place in heaven for you. You understand? You are God's favorite. Do you understand? You know when the Bible speaks of that double portion, baby? You are it. You are there. You're awesome.
You know what they're trying to do? They're trying to gaslight men of value into becoming stepdaddies. Because
Talk,
the men
talk
who
about it,
pick up the
Chantelle. Talk
pieces
about
and
it.
Step up. The men who taking care of the Dusty's kids. If you are God's favorite, then What they're trying to manipulate men who refuse to pick up a justice kid, refuse to be a stepdaddy, men who want to build their own family, men who are like, wait, why can't she just protect her womb until she meets a man of value? They're basically saying you guys aren't God's favorite because the stepdad is God's favorite, so the men of value aren't God's favorite. This is when you say, oh, okay, and one thing I want to highlight, you notice that they praise stepdaddies more than they actually praise the fathers that's taking care of their kids. Hear me out, I'm gonna say that again. They praise stepdaddies more than they praise fathers who are taking care of their own biological kids. Tell me if that's not an agenda. All this energy that's going towards stepfather, the pastor man saying, oh yeah, y'all agree that she's saying y'all are God's favorite. Why don't y'all put that energy when it comes to Father's Day? Why don't y'all praise fathers, the fathers who are stepping up and taking care and responsible and being there for their kids? Why don't y'all put that much energy when you're praising the real biological fathers? Why are we emphasizing the stepfathers so much? Isn't that an agenda? A lot of His mercy. They might shut down my YouTube channel after this. Make sure y'all hit the like button, guys. Make sure you leave something in the comment section.
Why are men better stepfathers than they are fathers? I ask again, the word. Why are men better stepfathers than they are fathers?
What?
Answer the question, come on!
Because you can control the Sims who become stepfathers, but you can't control the Dusties who you gave your womb to. The Dusties are going to do whatever they want to do, right? You thought your womb was going to make him love you. And because he's like,
Talk
hey,
about
I don't
Chantelle.
care about you or them kids. F you and them kids. But the stepfather, you can manipulate the stepfather. You can tell him anything you want to tell him.
Yep.
The stepfather will be like, okay, of course, I will save you. I will save you. So you in your
And the thing too, most men who are stepdaddies are beta males.
mind interpret, because you can control those things, you interpret them as being better fathers than the Dusty. But I can guarantee you, if men of value who step up to the plate and who actually take care of their kids and take care of their responsibilities, she's not calling them better father than the Dusty because they have standards, they have values, they set foundation, you know, they set
Come on, let me skip. Dang, I can't skip.
Let's run it. Old Spice Fiji deodorant smells like coconuts and palm trees. And
This thing's gonna make me go a whole minute before I'm able to skip. There we go.
it's a structure, right? So you can't manipulate them. You can't manipulate them, so she won't interpret them as being good fathers. Let me tell you, we are just using y'all. I'm hoping men, especially fathers, let them talk. Especially the pastor clip, let them talk. Them calling
Facts, let 'em
God's
talk.
favorite, just do not take. And I try to bring
Gotta let 'em
to
talk.
my videos, and I try to keep it light because sometimes this can get to you, and I understand how it can get to your head. You as a man working twice as hard to get half the praise.
Yeah, and that's basically what you're doing.
Expecting to be
All you're doing is
responsible
working
for a
yourself
man
into
who
an
is
early
looking at his
grave.
life, who is irresponsible.
It's stupid.
You are the black community is putting pressure on you to take responsibility for his seed and a woman's mistake or whatever. You know, she's young and dumb. But then, even when you do step up to the plate and take responsibility for just this seed, you still get looked over. You still get passed up. Listen, that's what I said. Do not take it to
No,
heart.
but
Just
facts
point on
told.
that. Point on that. And protect your peace.
Alright, so I'm going to tell you guys the real reason why I think that men, specifically black men, don't like Russell Wilson.
Oh, not this
Or why they
bullshit.
call him corny or
Not this
whatever
bullshit.
lame
Really?
ass terms that they call this man.
We still having
And
this
I think it's
conversation on
the
Russell
fact
Wilson?
that Sierra had a baby with Future prior. And they're like, why is he taking care of another man's kid? That's lame, that's corny, taking care of another man's seed. I
It
actually
is
have a family
stupid.
member that has an issue with women with kids or wouldn't take one seriously. And when I ask him why, his simple reasoning is because it's not mine. Okay? It takes a different kind of man, a different kind of maturity to take care.
Again, that is that man's choice. It's what I don't get. Just because y'all have a kid does not mean that man has to give an FUCK about you and your child. That's just how it is.
Of another man's kid. I get that, and it's not for everyone, but calling a man.
Kevin Samuels would say shame, what's it, sign? Shame, insult, guilt.
Shame, guilt, insults,
Right.
and
So
need to
that
be right.
shaming
Rest in
tactic
peace to
has
the Godfather.
them trying to say, oh, it takes a different kind of maturity to take care of another man's child. And it's okay if you don't have it, the gaslighting, it is okay. So they're hoping that a simple hear this and say, oh no, I have that maturity. I'm going to show her. I have that maturity. That's what I said. Let them talk. Do not even debate them. Let them believe what they believe. Let them talk.
Horny because he decides to step up to the plate and take on that role as not really a stepdaddy, but a daddy, and calling him lame and corny for that, that's what's lame and corny. Calling him lame and corny for that. Like,
How?
that's not cool. Y'all just don't like to see a black woman loved properly after being with an ancient man. Or shoot, maybe y'all just don't like to see a black.
First off, you're the one that pity ain't this man. Why do you deserve a queen up man? Answer that question. Why do you deserve a queen up man?
A woman loved properly in general. I don't know. But from what I can see, this is a great woman that not only loves her, but adores her son as well.
Why do black women have to be with a H-shaped man? Like, okay.
Talk about Chantelle.
Yes,
Why?
we want to see black women loved properly. Why does she have to be? Why does it have to come after she's been with an ancient man? Like, why can't black
Yeah,
women
make it make
skip
sense.
over an ancient man? What is it about black women? We're always dealing with ancient men, and then not only that, not only are we dealing with them, but we're getting pregnant for them. Why can't we skip that part? Why can't we fast forward through that part? So that way, when we do meet a man who wants to love us properly, he does not have to be at a disadvantage by taking care of an ancient man's child. And I wish,
Talk about it.
like the pastor man gets me the most, because I wish he would use his platform and his influence to encourage women to skip over the ancient man. Look at his qualities, and when you see that he ain't shit, close your damn legs. Is it that difficult?
Thank you. Thank you, Chantelle.
Let her continue takes him in as his own like he does. And I don't see anything wrong with that. I don't see anything corny or lame about that. Like, I think that speaks a lot, says a lot, speaks a lot of volumes of the type of man that Russell is. And Sierra is winning and y'all mad.
You're right, we're mad. Men are, what you call it, being weak and immature. If they don't want to take care of a ancient man's seed. I am a pick me and I'm male identified because I encourage men to choose your peace and happiness and invest in somebody who was respectful
Talk about
respectful of
Chantelle.
herself and her future husband to protect her womb, marry before you carry. You know, come to the dating market with your best self. You come to the dating market with your long titty and your used room and your body wrinkle up and your stomach. I mean, yes, all of us great. It's great to have long titty when your long titty is a result of you birthing a man of value child. But when your long titty is a result of you birthing a dusty child and then you expect a man of value to come with your long titty. He didn't even get your perkiest titty. He didn't even get your body when it's at its best. Because as much as they love to deny it, your body changes after pregnancy. Shoots, your body changes after pregnancy. Because I used to be a fitness instructor, like a group fitness instructor, right? And one lady, we were doing jumping jacks. And one lady was like, oh, she can't do that. So I was like, you can't do jumping jacks. I said, somebody who I know is fit and you know can't do it. She was like, oh, if I do jumping jacks, I'll pee myself. And I was like, wait, excuse me, what? I was like, say that again. She was like, yeah, after giving birth, something happens down there, and if a woman is supposed to like jump or do anything high impact, then she has no control over like so. And I was like, whoa, I did not know this. I did not know this. I did not know this. Thanks for sharing. I did not know this. But to think about how much changes your body go through with pregnancy. And it's a different vibe when you're like, dang, my body went through all these changes, but at least it was to birth this man of value, this respectable man, this man with morals, and who can pass on his morals and his value to my children, right? We can create a legacy and maintain his legacy and just, as opposed to your body went through all those changes just to reproduce a dusty. Just to pass on a dusty seed. And then the man of value who is on his grind, on his purpose, is supposed to pick you up because you can't even do jumping jacks as a result of a dusty seed. I hope y'all get where I'm going with this. This is not an attack on moms. This is not an attack on women who can't do jumping jacks anymore. It's just to see how we expect men to get the shitty end of the stick. We expect men to step up, and yes, we give all these praises to stepfathers, but we expect them to get the what left. No disrespect to moms, but come on now, right? Like why can't the man who is expected to step up and take care and save the community can get a woman at her best? I know somebody
Talk
take
about
offense to it, but if you can't understand what I'm saying, you're watching this video just to take offense. So I'm not even going to explain. Shout out to the women who married before they carried. Shout out to the women who, yes, your body went through some changes, but it went through changes to carry on your husband's legacy, your husband's seed, to build family.
Okay, there was Chantelle Simone. I'm gonna go to mabw right now, and then I'm gonna have some more stuff for y'all. Let's go to mabw.
So to the mabw team, I'm back with another video. People, good morning, good morning, good morning. Your boy mabw. There's so much shit going on behind the scenes. So let me explain what's going on right now. I don't know what's wrong with this lady, but she is like beyond unhinged. She's striking videos from like September, like the beginning or...
Now, mind you, this is after she already struck 10 of mabw's videos. mabw had to go to court to save his channel. Thankfully, YouTube did save mabw's channel, but now he had to make a second channel because Kendra G came back and put 20 more strikes on his channel. So mabw had to get a second channel to combat Kendra G. Let's continue.
Of September, she going back strike. She's copyright striking videos that don't got nothing to do with copyright logos, just nothing to do with it. This chick is totally unhinged.
She is.
She strikes so many fucking videos. I don't know what's going on, but it like glitched the system in my YouTube to where it's just so, it just shows like a bunch of copyrights, like 30 videos removed, 15 strikes. Like she just keep going on and on with it. And I'm creating the backup channel because I gotta go see my lawyer this morning. Not a team of lawyers. I only got like one or two. I only got 2 lawyers that are working on what I got going on right now. But this lady is like literally beyond unhinged. So she striked the channel like she must be. I'm telling you, like she's up at night. I'm telling y'all, like she's legit just striking my channel. She's up at night. You can see the like pretty much you could tell what time it is because the counter notification, the notifications come through talking about this video was strike, this video was strike, this video was strike, and it's like you really striking videos back from September 14th, videos that were made like in compilation form that YouTube put back up. She's restriking, like she's to the point where she just like restriking videos and just doing anything to make sure that she can try to how do I say it? Like prove to her audience or the people that know her that I'm trying to get this guy out of here. So this is just the backup channel for now to keep y'all up to date. And we still gonna do reviews on this channel too. But we gotta make sure shit happen while my lawyer is taking care of shit behind the scenes because it's a lot that's going on. And trust me when I tell you, it's about to get real. For her, it's about to get real. She don't know who she playing with. She doesn't know what she's doing.
Talk
She's just
about it.
maliciously like striking every video. And
She don't.
there's so much there's shit I want to talk about right now, but I can't say too much. But I just want to let y'all know. Stay tuned. Just pass the word around. Of course, I know people gonna flood over here to this channel. We gonna get it cracking over here too. We still gonna be doing continuous uploads, doing what we do. I'm not stopping. I'm gonna keep doing what I've been doing. Period. I'm going to keep doing what I've been fucking doing. It's not gonna stop. So y'all just stay tuned. We gonna keep getting it in. But of course, I just had to update the mabw team, update the mabw family. I love y'all. Just stay tuned. We gonna be over here on this channel right now. She struck, like she literally struck.
Y'all hear him right.
Times. It won't even let me upload over there. So that's why I had to create a post for y'all. That's how crazy shit is right now. She struck my channel so many times. Like just crazy, mad malicious, bad fake strikes that she's doing. Like she's to the point where I believe she's unhinged and she doesn't care anymore. She just like fuck it. It's either gonna be me or him. So she really trying to get somebody. It ain't gonna stop shit. Y'all see I'm over here. I can make shit happen like that. Okay? If you take that down, just create something else and then come over here and just do what I've been doing. But she's like literally to the point where she's like unhinged. Like she's like literally unhinged. So y'all stay tuned. We're gonna be posting videos up over here. I see y'all over here. Just spread the word and let's get it mabw team. I love y'all. I check y'all in a few. Peace.
Shout out to MABW. That's an update with MABW. Um, I got another one here from Chantelle Simone. It's entitled "Woman Upset Her Husband Watches Kevin Samuels." Let's get it.
Get more out of payments with AI and strike the balance between.
Because for the life of me, I cannot understand why Ebony thought that this was appropriate to bring to the internet.
Man, this is some bullshit.
Them gyal wicked, them wicked, them wicked. Them gyal wicked, them wicked, them wicked.
Okay, guys, I had to react to this video. It said her husband said she's not his type after watching Kevin Samuel.
Ooh,
Damn.
damn.
No, I do not believe this for the life of me, but we're going to listen for entertainment. This is a reaction video, fair use. Shout out to the content creator. The full video will be linked in the description box. Let us listen.
Ebony. Hi. Hi. How are you? I'm a little nervous, but hi. Hi. Don't be nervous. You're in a safe place, honey. I have a marriage question. So I give a little background. I've been with my husband for 10 years. Married.
I'm sorry, hold on. Is Ashley married? How is this married woman coming to a single woman for a marriage question?
That don't make no sense.
We have 4 boys together. I have a great husband. He's amazing. Recently, he's been getting into watching a lot of Kevin Samuel videos. So he's got good things from it. He wants to be 100% man. He wants me to be home with the boys, traditional way. I have no problem with that. I already basically do that. So he said, he's willing to like get another job. He's like, I'll work 2 jobs, 60 hours a week. I want you to start your own thing at the house, like side hustle, and like I'll invest into that and go from there. That's what he wants. That's the good side from the Kevin Samuels. But we've been talking a lot. Like we have great conversations. Like we'll just sit and talk about different topics, like femininity. I talk about you to him all the time. He talks about the masculinity side. We just try to understand like the differences and just like we'll have like debates, but we always come to agreements. So through those talks, he kind of like told me that I wasn't his type. Like we got together, I wasn't his type. And but he's like, he was
Damn,
attracted to my
really?
sex. I was like, well, you're attracted to me, like, and he's like, of course. Like, I'm like, then why did you go with me if I'm not your type? And what the Kevin saying was all about, like being like fit, being friendly, and all that stuff. I have like everything down except like the fit and in shape. So that's like an insecurity with our marriage where I always think like, why did you pick me if I'm like not your like ideal type, or like that's like the question, like how do I get past that when he tells me like you are, he like tonight he comes to me and says, oh, you're so sexy, but in the back of my head I'm always thinking like, do you really think that? Like, I don't know.
This is not a conversation for the internet.
It ain't.
Like, I can get where she's
No, it
coming
ain't.
from, because I don't know, maybe let's assume she gained weight after marriage, because of her pregnancy and stuff. But if he said that, I'm gonna up my hours at work so you can stay home with the boys, and then he hints to you that, hey, physically you're not my type, then your next thing you should be doing is scrolling through your phone and looking up the closest Planet Fitness. Not calling Ashley a single woman and then not putting your business out there on the internet. Like,
come on, man, you don't know better than that as a cool person. Come on, man.
I hope he saw this and said, yep.
I just don't think that's fair to you, Ebony. I want to say there's nothing wrong with him wanting you to be healthier, right? But I don't want you to be in your head about that, because I feel like this is a new philosophy he just developed. And just like any one of us who gets on the internet, like I'm sure people come across my YouTube page and watch every single video for 1 week. And now you're like, oh my God, I need to change my hair, lose weight, work out, eat correct, talk softer, dress up. You can't, that's not how change happens. Like, that's not
Right.
realistic. Well, and I also want to say who you were and who he was 10 years ago was two different, completely different people. And I'm not saying you guys shouldn't be growing, it shouldn't be changing, and you shouldn't want to be better, and he shouldn't want to be better. But you can't do that in a matter of 24 hours. You can't do that in 24 hours. Even if you decide to eat salads every day for 30 days and work out every day for 30 days and eat air and drink water, there's no way you're going to get super fit in 30 days. That's not how that works.
And with him, he's not going to be able to financially provide for her 100% in 30 days. He said he has intention of starting working 60 hours a week, so gradually it's going to increase. His income is going to increase. So if they give each other grace, then yeah, eventually they'll get to the point where they want to get to. And I'm glad Ashley acknowledged that who he was 10 years ago and who she was 10 years ago, you guys aren't the same person. You're supposed to be growing and evolving and maturing together. My thing is though, sis, why you had to come to YouTube with your personal problems?
Yeah,
That
exactly.
is a huge disrespect. Her husband confided in her. Her husband was vulnerable. We can say, because this is in this here feminist society, telling your wife how you really feel is grown to her hanging. So he was vulnerable. He confided in her and he said, "Hey, I'm not physically attracted to you." And what's the first thing she do? Run go tell a stranger on the internet.
Them gyal a wicked, them wicked, them wicked.
Should have kept it private.
Them wicked, them wicked.
I don't think that's fair. I just don't think that's fair. Because this is a new mindset. It sounds like he's not putting the pressure on. He's not like I'm saying, it's a lot what's more so me. He's not putting the pressure on. He's always been supportive of my like health journey. Like before I broke my ankle recently. So before that happened, I was on like I got a trainer that was like all by myself. It wasn't like you need to get a trainer. It's like I got a trainer. I was really working out. I was making that change, but then it kind of stopped when I broke my ankle in the summer. So it's just I need to get back.
You broke your ankle, but you can still eat as a caloric deficit. Exercise is only 20%. 80% come from your food intake, your calorie. So if you're eating at a caloric deficit, even though you're not working out, you're still going to lose weight. I mean, it's not recommended long term, but until your ankle heals, you can still lose weight. Kevin Samuels would have said, "Oh, you're a married woman, book a session." Kevin Samuels would never, in my, correct me if I'm wrong, clips that I've seen from Kevin Samuels or shows that I've watched, he would always respect a marriage union. If a married woman was to call in, he would ask, "Where's your husband?"
I want to be that person. I want to get that just for me, not even for him, but it's just that insecurity of like,
but he's working
he's
for
leveling
you.
up. If I don't level up quick enough with him, like, will he leave me? Like, I watch other femininity women and they're like, that happens. Like, they go with their ideal type.
Yeah.
And he told me like that wasn't me.
Right, right. And I will say, I'm not gonna act like, that those things aren't true. Or I haven't heard that before, Ebony. I'm not gonna say I never heard of a guy, leaving one woman because another woman is more fit or whatnot. But it sounds like you are actively trying to make the step to be a better person for you and for your husband, correct?
Yeah. And just
but I don't. Right. And does he see you actively trying to make changes and, be better for you, of course, and be better for him?
Yeah, he sees it, and when I do, he's like always positive. He's like, good, that's great. Like, he's encouraging. It's just me always like having that second thought. It's like,
these women are like children.
Putting it out there. Like, he's like, why do you think that? Like, you should be having the confidence, like, like, you weren't my type, but I saw something different in you. Like, I wanted you.
I have no flaw in what she's saying. I'm not criticizing her for what she's saying, but you need to know what's appropriate. Like, you do not come to the internet with your marriage.
Yeah.
You and your
And that's
husband had
private.
an intimate conversation about your union, and you're coming to YouTube to tell a single woman and the internet the private conversation you had with your husband.
Exactly.
Even when they're meek, even when they're soft, even when they're submissive and feminine, not fit. But she says she's friendly and fit, feminine, friendly. She says she's friendly and she says she's feminine according to her husband. The only thing she's not is fit. So even when I wouldn't call this feminine because a feminine woman would never.
No.
Femininity don't do this. Femininity is discreet. Femininity like a private life. Femininity won't come to the internet with their problems. So I wouldn't call her feminine based on what I can get from her. No, she seems sweet in terms of she talking on a soft voice, a soft tone, but I wouldn't say this is feminine. But what I was gonna say, even when men get a feminine and a friendly woman who isn't fit, but they still do be a slight dislike come to the internet with their business. Disrespectful.
It's not like that.
But that still puts a stain on you mentally. And whether or not you say, he's not putting a pressure on me, which I believe he's not. But as a woman, once we hear that,
she feels the pressure.
Our lover, someone we love, it's like a stain on us.
Yeah.
See, he's not under pressure. She's under pressure.
So
that's what you got here.
My guy, I don't want you to wear makeup, Ashley, anymore. I don't ever want you to wear makeup. Even if I want to wear makeup, I'm always going to think about it.
Yeah, because your makeup is ridiculous, Ashley.
It's still there in the back of your mind, is what I'm saying.
I don't know why she thinks her makeup is cute.
I want you to first stop obsessing over it. Because the more you obsess over something, the more you draw what you don't want to do. Okay?
That's what he'll say to me, too.
So it's like
you're going to make that happen. And I'm like,
but not only that, it's like even when we say we want to lose weight, you ever seen someone who's like, I'm trying to lose weight, I'm in the gym, I'm eating right, and then you find yourself, not you, but just saying in general, gaining the weight.
Yeah.
It makes sense. Whatever we obsess over, that can almost be our downfall, if that makes sense. Yeah?
Yeah.
How are you feeling? What are you feeling? Talk to me, Ab.
I feel like you're hitting on the head. Like, I'm that person who did watch all your videos 2 years ago. Like, you're on your thing on your page, trying to just get all the knowledge that I can get. And it's just I don't want to be obsessed, but it's I just want to not feel like I'm stagnant. I want to always feel like I'm
2 years she been watching Ashley, and she's still fat. Oh my God.
And let me ask you, what's your day-to-day look like? Well, how does Ebony start again?
I wake up early before the kids, like get all their stuff ready. I'm just with like my two youngest children, like most of the day, like two toddlers. So I'm just like keeping after them, and then end of the night I'm just downtime.
And when do you make time for you? I need you not only to make time, not only for help, but I need you to start saying positive things to yourself, Ebony. Because the way that you are showing up right now, energetically, I know the conversations you're having with yourself are not the greatest.
I'm sorry, but Ebony, to me, as I've said in previous videos, to us, it's ABCs, 1, 2, 3, shapes and colors, right? To them, it's like rocket science. Because for the life of me, I cannot understand why Ebony thought that this was appropriate
Yeah.
to bring to the internet.
And it's not.
I cannot. I can understand when the single woman them call in and want to tell them problem and whatever. But it's not even a situation that her husband threatened to leave her. Because honestly, I thought that's the direction it was going to go. I thought they were separated and she's arguing with her husband and she was going to ask Ashley how to get him back. I honestly thought that was the direction this conversation was going to go in. But an intimate conversation between a husband and wife, Ebony said, oh, this was a nice way to improve myself and improve my marriage and work on myself. My husband will work 60 hours a week. I'm going to get to spend more time with the kids and we get to prioritize my health, workouts, and we're going to flourish together. Let me come tell the Ebony.
Listen, you can't make this shit up.
You can't.
Change that talk.
You can't make it up.
You have to change the conversation in your mind so you can do it physically in your body. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. I'm just like my worst critic, like the hardest on myself.
And there's nothing wrong for being hard on ourselves, having a standard, wanting to be better, but you can't kick yourself. You can't say, oh my God, it's never God. I'm not beautiful. I'm not fit. I'm not this. I'm not that. You can't do that to yourself, Ed. You can't. So I want you to take it one day at a time. 1 second at a time, okay? 1 second. If you decide tomorrow you're gonna go for a walk, you're gonna walk on a treadmill.
Listen, I'm gonna leave a full video in the description. Let me see if I'm gonna leave a full video in the description. The more I watch these videos, the more I lose respect for Ashley.
I said what I said.
The last video I reacted when the 24-year-old called in and she just started crying, and Ashley's advice to her was to become a single mom, leave her baby daddy, and go do it on her own.
What?
Without even getting an understanding of why exactly the girl is crying, Ashley is like, oh, you should leave your baby daddy.
Stop it.
The more I watch these videos, the more I lose respect for her, the more I see who she really is, which I'm not surprised, because anybody who wears this much makeup is no shade. But as a conversation like this is so intimate, this shouldn't have been done on the internet. And Ashley, as soon as she called in and she said what she got to say, she realized and she acknowledged that she's a married woman. Out of respect, if she's not going to respect her union, Ashley should have. Well, then again, I can't even say that. I take that back, because at the end of the day, Ashley a content creator, and if people have to call up and them not Listen, so the only person who is obligated to protect their union is Ebony. I don't know. Then I go back and forth. I go back and forth because, as I said earlier, like Kevin Samuels would never, because he respects marriage and he respects the union of marriage and he knows what conversations should be had on the internet and what should be had in private. So he will say book a session, right, or get a therapist. So I go back and forth with that. What are you guys' thoughts? Coming from a content creator perspective, is like, girl, content, get your content. But then also coming from like having morals and values.
I'm gonna pause this. That's the end of that. Next one, I have one here from Sandra Faye, and I'm gonna call this Real Black Empowerment. Let's go.
Once you put your entire community as the face of everything ratchet and ghetto, no wonder people are going to look at us when we walk out of our house and assume that that is how we behave. If you want someone to succeed, if you want someone to be better, what do you do? If you've ever been in a sport, your coach is going to tell you where you are messing up. Why? So that you can be better. Does your coach go to the other team and then start coaching them on how to be better, telling them where they're messing up? Is that what a coach does? I'm genuinely asking. Is that what a coach does? If you are on one team and you're screwing up, does your coach then go over to the opposing team, to other team, and then go coach them on how to be better? Is that what they do? I don't think they do. Okay? I don't think that's what coaches do. Coaches go to their team and they point out areas where their team can do better. So this is what I'm gonna need us as Black people to stop doing. Stop with this what about white people nonsense, because it's not gonna help you, it's not gonna save you. And it's so interesting how, you'll have a Black content creator that is sitting here and focused on our community and how we can better our community, pointing out different areas where we are lacking and giving examples of the behavior so that you're seeing that it's not just made up. We see real life examples of the nonsense that we've been talking about. And the first thing people, well, you don't say anything about white people. You're not saying anything about white people. Why aren't you saying something about those people? If we're trying to fix our problems, if we want our community to do better, we need to focus on ourselves. If a coach is going to run to the other team and try to tell them what to do better, guess what the coach is not doing? Making their team better. So
Exactly.
I really want us to come to this conversation on the right terms. This has nothing to do with trying to make it seem like every other community is better than ours. No, your mind goes to that because you have a victim mentality. That's the reason why folks, when they hear Black people critiquing other Black people, they run to go say the COON word because they have that victimized mentality, where if you are slightly critical of someone who is victim in the mind, they're going to
And
take
again,
that
this
as
is
an
Central
attack,
Faye.
even though it's criticism. Now, I'm not going to say that there aren't Uncle Toms. Of course there are. But what we're not going to do is pretend like every single time someone is critical of the community, critical of Black people, that it's automatically racism and that it's automatically Uncle Tom nonsense. That's not that's not how this works. Exactly.
And I'm like this here. If we has Black people can't hold ourselves accountable, who's gonna hold us accountable outside of us? Let's continue.
It's Brian J. It's like focusing on your neighbor's yard, but your own yard is a complete mess. Thank you. Exactly. I want us to solve these problems. It's going to be very difficult and it's going to take a long amount of time, but the best thing that we can do is to make sure that we are speaking up about all the things that we're seeing, okay, be very vocal about it, and then also try to get to the younger generations, because, it's very hard. It's very hard to change the minds of people whose minds have been made up. But with the younger generation, give them access to information so that they can see that there is another way to go about being a Black person without being a victim. This victim mindset, it comes from, and
It comes from civil rights movement. That's where it comes from. It comes from the civil rights movement, and before the civil rights movement, it comes from slavery.
Comes from a history of victimization.
Talk
so
about
we're not going to pretend like slavery didn't happen. We're not going to pretend like, Jim Crow didn't happen. We're not going to pretend like those things did not happen. We're aware that they happened. Those were instances where Black...
But the thing is, you still got people in the Black community who still got their mindset on good old Jim Crow. It's been more than 50 years away from Jim Crow, but they still want to have this Jim Crow mindset. We are not victims. We are victors.
People in mass were victimized. It's a historical fact. The problem comes in, not in the fact that we recognize our history, but in the fact that we use our history as a shield for any accountability.
Talk about it.
It's like, well, we were slaves. Well, what does that have to do with you not changing the batteries in your damn smoke alarm. Oh, we were slaves. Okay, well, what does that have to do with you wasting the money that you get back in your tax return on nonsense and then complaining that you don't have money to feed your family?
Talk
We
about
can't
it.
keep going back to the problems of old to somehow, scapegoat our accountability for where we're at now. Okay? We want to sit over here and we want to say, well, the CIA, they put the crack in the community. They put the crack in the community. You know that, right?
Again, victim
We had
mentality.
to take it. Now,
True enough, there was a crack epidemic. But the thing is, people need to understand, yes, there was crack in the community. But if you became a crackhead, you only became a crackhead because you chose to take the crack. You did not have to take the crack, but you did and became a crackhead. You're welcome.
guess what? We had to take it. Now, I'm not talking about people that were maybe drugged without their knowledge. There were a lot of people that took it willy-nilly, took it
Sure
of their
hell
own
did.
volition. And rather than dealing with that, rather than dealing with why we put ourselves in different situations, why we fall for the bait every single time, rather than dealing with that, it's always, well, they did this to us. Well, they did this to us. And it's like you really give up all your power when you say that. I want us to get to a place where we can look at the problems that we're having and
Yeah.
rather than deflect to, oh, racism, oh, slavery, oh, this, oh, that, rather than deflect to that, actually deal with what is within our control. Because I don't know about you, I don't have no damn time machine. Okay? I don't have a time machine. I can't go back into the past and get all the white slave owners and the black slave owners and give them a little piece of my mind. I can't do that. I don't have that technology. And even if I did, I don't know if I would because butterfly effect, you never know what would happen. You change the smallest thing in history. You have no idea what would happen. I want us to understand you cannot change what happened in the past.
Sure
So
hell
sitting over
can't.
here focusing on, if you hear that, that's baby girl. She's mimicking everything I'm saying, so I need to watch my words. If you are constantly focusing on things that happened in the past and scapegoating accountability to, well, this happened back then you are removing your sense of agency. You're removing your ability to do better. Because if you're constantly thinking, well, this is because of somebody else, I mean, what's the point in doing anything? What's the point in making choices if your choices aren't going to affect anything that happens, anything that you're doing? See, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to be so focused on the past that you're not dealing with the decisions that you're making, the choices that you do have. We have real
Right.
problems that we can solve. Okay, we can't solve slavery back in the day. We can't do that. No
Right.
time machine, at least not yet. We can't solve that. But what can we solve? It's the little things. Whether that is us not getting on the internet and embarrassing ourselves by over sexualizing ourselves every single time there's a booty shaking challenge. Okay, that's a small baby step. Don't
Right.
shake tail. Sorry, I have to watch my words. Don't shake tail on the internet. We can start there. Stop doing that. Start doing that. We can start cleaning up our image. We
Be
can
right
stop
back.
supporting gangs who deteriorate our communities. We can start there too. Hell, we can start by just putting some damn batteries in our smoke alarm. Baby steps.
We
Rather than
can't
sitting
change.
over here focusing on, well, we were slaves, or this was this, and this was that. Focus on what we
Okay,
can
you
do.
were
We
a
can
slave.
talk to one another and rebuild community.
ancestors were slaves.
Rebuild
Big
the
deal.
black family. Start marrying the people
What
that
are
you're
you
having
now?
children with, or at least having a committed relationship where y'all in the same house and y'all taking care of house and home together. I'm not a stickler for contracts with the government, but I'm saying that commitment there to your family. We need to focus on what is within our control. What's in
Exactly.
our control is also to stop caping for those of us who are bottom of the barrel. That's the part that really gets on my nerves the most, is that you will have a plethora of black folks that do not behave in a ghetto, ratchet manner. They don't behave that way at all. But they will sit over here and throw the cape on for those that do. Oh, you can't criticize them. You're just adopting white Eurocentric standards. Not everything
Bullshit.
good is Eurocentric, right? Being polite is not a Eurocentric thing. It's just a human thing. And then
And here's another thing that pissed me off in the black community is Yeah, it's that talking proper is quote unquote acting white. What is wrong with talking proper? You're not gonna sit there go be in your corporate job be like yo, what's up my N word? Well, at least I hope you don't do that at a corporate job. What is wrong with talking properly? Talking like you got some sense and whatever. What's wrong with that? Let's get back into this.
And then they wonder why. And I'm gonna pull up. I want to pull up some of these examples for you guys. They want to associate everything that's positive with being white, but then get mad. Okay, folks will really get mad at these videos that are coming up. I'm gonna show you guys. They'll get mad when we see on Twitter that they're showing us what acting black looks like. After we've spent all this time saying that speaking properly and being decent and polite and quiet is being white, okay, you're being white. Now look at what they're saying is black. All right, let's go ahead and see what sounding black sounds like.
All y'all niggas.
No home training whatsoever. No damn home training.
That is now acting black. This ratchet, loud, obnoxious, rude, aggressive. This is what they're saying acting black is. And see, we can't get mad because every single time we saw a black person that was well-spoken, well-read, we call them an Oreo. We call them white. Why you acting white? Obviously, this is going to be what they denote as acting black because we put out that the opposite is acting white. And that's the unfortunate part. Once you put...
And this narrative pisses me the fuck off. It's this bullshit ass narrative.
Your entire community as the face of everything ratchet and ghetto, no wonder people are going to look at us when we walk out of our house and assume that that is how we behave. But you will have black folks that do not behave that way. But they'll co-sign it. And they'll say, oh, well, you just want to hold them to Eurocentric standards. Do you realize what you're equating with Eurocentrism? You're equating law and order. You're equating being a proper human being. You're equating decency to Eurocentrism. As messed up as their history is, okay, I took European history. I know all about the tea. But y'all are equating that to being like decent human beings. Stop doing it. Of course, the opposite is going to be said about black acting black. When you say being proper is being white. And that victim mentality, it always seeps into everything. Because they'll see someone make a post like that, and they'll be like, oh, well, she's being racist. She's being racist. You did it to yourself. All these years, damn near decades, saying that being proper was white. This is the obvious reaction to that. There is a lot within our control. A lot. We can put in the work, right? We can put in the work to do better. We can put in the work to be better. But we're not going to be better. We're not going to do better unless we shake that victim mentality. Did you guys see, and I know this is kind of old tea at this point, but there was this whole story that blew up about Serena Williams. And apparently she was in some kind of hotel and they had a cotton plant as decoration. And she was saying that she was felt victimized. She felt uncomfortable because there was a cotton plant. I don't understand if somebody, I guess...
But I want to tell you the weird thing about that whole incident. I'm trying to say this without laughing. She actually went to the Serena Williams actually went to the cotton plant and picked a piece of a went and picked a piece of cotton off that same damn plant she was bitching about. You don't believe me? Look at the video on Instagram.
Understand if somebody, I guess, showed up to her hotel room and handed her a thing of cotton. I can understand that. I can understand you being upset at that. Them having a cotton plant as decor, and it looks actually really cool. I'm not even gonna lie. The cotton plant looks really cool. This actually looks kind of cool. Like, if I'm being honest, it looks kind of cool. What are you talking about? You felt victimized because they had cotton decor at a hotel? I can understand if someone had.
Okay, sis. If you want to talk about it, it looks cool. To each his own.
Handed you this and was like, here, go pick the cotton. Sure, I can understand that. But them just having the decor there, this is a nothing burger. And see, they wonder why they call us victim-minded, where you take something that is not a problem, a non-issue, and you turn it into an issue. You
No
turn it
lies,
into
he
some kind of
texted.
racial attack. And then you wonder why we are also always called victims. This is victim behavior. You can't call it anything but that, because that's what it is. When you're a victim, you're constantly looking everywhere to see where somebody is hurting you.
Need an accounting degree that prepares you for today's jobs? Think WGU, regularly updated with
You're constantly looking everywhere to see where somebody is hurting you. People who are victim-minded, they're constantly evaluating everybody else. Are they hurting me? Are they doing that to me? Are they doing this to me? Are they doing that to me? Are they doing this to me? Are they doing that to me? You're so focused on everybody else that you're not even thinking about your own choices and what you're doing, how you're showing up in the world. It's always somebody else's fault. It's about making a scene so that everyone can pity you and feel sorry for you. We need to stop giving social capital to perpetual victims. That's what we need to do. Stop giving them social capital. And you know, the part about it that makes it such an op, you know, I feel like people in the media, people that are big celebrities and stuff like that, or even some people that are in social media, you know, influencers, I honestly feel as though they will go out of their way to pretend to be a victim about something, all in the effort to basically water down racism. When you cry racism when it's not there, it's just like the boy who cried wolf. People stop giving a damn. It no longer has its punch. When you do call something out that is racist, that is wrong, that is bigotry, nobody's gonna give a damn. Nobody's gonna think twice about it. And the reason why is because all these years, we keep saying, oh, this is racism, oh, that is racism. A white girl wearing blue jeans is racism. We call everything racism to the point where nothing's racist anymore. No one cares. So when we actually are victimized, people are just like, oh, they're just complaining again. It's just the blacks, they're constantly victims. Ignore it. You desensitize the entire world to racism by calling everything racist. So people who normally would be like, you know what, I'm reasonable, bigotry, I can tell when someone's being bigoted. After seeing everything get called racist, people just stop caring. They don't want to be involved. They'll just sit, point, laugh, and move on. If we were tactful and only called out racism when it truly existed, where you can, without a shadow of a doubt, say that it's not this, it's not that, this is something that is racially targeted, all of that. If we only gave our attention and hyped up situations where that was the case, we knew without a shadow of a doubt it was racism. It would be taken seriously. But that's not the case. And that's because a lot of us, we're stuck in that victim mentality. And, the white liberals, they feed into it even more. They want to keep us in a victim mindset. They want us to look at them as our saviors. Oh, we got to stand up for the blacks. People only talk to you like that when they think
Still, ain't no lie
when
told.
they think of you as lower than, less than, and we just eat it up. We hype up the white folks that sit over here and basically call us stupid to our face, saying that we're so dumb we can't get IDs to go vote, saying that they need to put Glorilla's tiny ass in our face to get us to go vote. Get your booty to the poll and that's that thing up. Oh yeah, the blacks will love that. It reminds me of Everybody Hates Chris, his teacher. That's
Racist ass white
every
woman.
single time. That racist
Racist
broad.
white
That's
woman.
what it reminds me of. I really want us to wake up and understand the power that we do have. The power that we have in making choices, making different choices. You know, we get so caught up in this, well, you just want to be white. You just want to have Eurocentric standards. Whenever we're doing correction, whenever we're talking about corrective behavior, whenever we call out ratchet, ghetto, hood rat nonsense, you're just trying to promote Eurocentric. Shut the hell up. Know where you are. If I'm in China, I'm gonna move
Exactly.
a certain way so that I
Right.
don't cause problems, so that I can get the best, get the most out of my experience. That's what I'm gonna do. Right now, guess where we are? We are in America, and America has its own rules. And a lot of those rules we were foundational in helping to create. That's the part that I can't wrap my mind around. American culture, a lot of American culture is black culture. So what are
Yep.
we talking about? Saying that it's all
It
Euros?
is.
It's not. The culture of America is a combination of, yes, the European settlers that came over here, but also the slaves, our ancestors, the natives, all of that. It's a combination of all of that. We are part of creating this very culture that we're saying is Eurocentric. Go over to Europe. I want all these people that are saying that the rules and regulations that we have here are European. I want them to take their ass to Europe and then report back to me after they done seen what it's actually like over there. Go across the pond, see how they actually get down over there, then come back. We have different ways of life, so it's not Eurocentric. America has its own thing, and it was built off the backs of, yes, European immigrants, but then also us, our ancestors, our foundational black ancestors. We all
The FBAs.
contributed to the culture of America. I want us to get to a place where we can critique ourselves and not just run to, well, you're just trying to racism. Nobody want to hear that shit. I'm just be honest. I'm just be honest. I don't want to hear that shit. Nobody else wants to hear it either. Nobody cares. And the more we continue to try to force people to care about a damn hotel lobby having a cotton plant as a piece of decoration, the more we try to force people to give a damn about things that don't matter, stupid things, the more people are not going to care about the things that do matter, things that are causing a problem.
Okay, we're done with that video. I have two things here from Coach Greg Adams. First thing we're gonna get into is this thing with Sweetie, and after Sweetie, we're gonna get into Brian Midnight. Let's get it.
This was not a part of the purchase. Has the money. And we got Saweetie in the news. White people will tell you who Saweetie is for the people who want to know, man. Saweetie is out here and she's in these streets, and it is pretty much confirmed.
What happened?
That, yeah.
I haven't showered in 3 days.
Yeah, wrong sound effect. Wrong sound effect. All right, Saweetie. We're going to go ahead, and white people are saying, what is a Saweetie? When I first heard of her, I didn't know what a Saweetie was either. All right, but let's show you real quick. The monetized dating marketplace, it has never gone anywhere. It is just overt. It is out there. This is a Saweetie. All right, she is known as a rapper. They were paying. All right, so we're going to break this down according to, let's break it down right here, according to multiple sources here. Oh, before we talk about Saweetie, I have to talk about this. Rick Ross, all right, is allegedly brought up with his girlfriend, his monetized girlfriend. Apparently, he's sick and tired of her not showing any public displays of affection. And we've showed this before right here. He obviously got, this is would be qualified as a JUCO.
Rick, you're paying for this chick. This, this chick wasn't there for you, Rick. The chick was there for the money. Only thing you're doing is giving this chick money for this chick to play your ass. Congrats, you played yourself.
Here, this is Rick Ross and his girlfriend. She refuses to kiss him in public. And so when your JUCO does this, yeah, you got to call her out on this. Apparently, this was not a part of the purchase. All right, and he tried to prance her around as his girlfriend, and it didn't work. And sorry for the audio here. That's her. She's a flatback supermodel with a very, very struggle ponytail in the back there. I mean, what is the point at this point? All right. And this is Rick Ross here with this girl hugged up on his flatback. She's not putting her pelvis near his pelvis area. All right. Voiding the stomach. She's leaning in, turning her head away from him, as you can see clearly here in the footage there. She's holding on tight so that he don't slip her a kiss. All right, there it is. There's the pull away right there. All right, there's the seriousness of the act there, the face there. She knows this is an alarming activity, and he normally tries to stick his slithery tongue down her throat. And there it is, the pull away right there. You didn't pay for that service, sir. Right, some escorts don't let you kiss them on the lips as to not be attached to them. And so, no, sir. And look at him. He like, bitch, are you crazy? I paid for this service. All right. And she's like, no, I'll put my little punani on your little dill snake right there. There's her closing in the gap with the pelvis, but no pelvis and mouth at the same time. You either get the pelvis or the mouth. All right. And so here he is right there. And there she is smiling in his face, playing with him again. This is earlier this year. No sirree, Bob. All right, you have to pay extra for those services, sir. Yeah, I don't care if you the boss. All right, your breath smell like dried up brisket back in there, bruh. And Rick Ross said, bitch, you gonna play me like that? And there it is right there. There it is right there. There's the head turn again. He was like, bitch, I thought I done told you. And I'm gonna lick your ear. And she said, nah, not today, Sam. Not today. You ain't getting these lips. All right, so this demonetized dating marketplace. I mean, even the rappers, the athletes are all participating in it. And a lot of you guys are caught up in your feelings. I know they get some free girls here and there, but even free women are detrimental to these guys. All right, look at the free women Shannon Sharp got, costing $20 million. All right, so he's like, nah, fuck all that. People are wising up. So let's go back to Saweetie, to the white people, Saweetie. All right, the rapper Saweetie. Saweetie exposed by her friend and former manager for allegedly working as an escort. Now, this is not a surprise. I mean, come on, bro. I mean, how else does she get money?
There's some hoes in this house. There's some hoes in this house. Sorry. I had to do it. I had to do it.
I mean, what else you know, what kind of talent does she has? Allegedly, she went to the University of Southern California at one point. She's from Los Angeles drag. And she's a good-looking woman, all right? I'll put something on it, sweetie. When you ever get in the mind, let me know. But what else could she be making money from? Her assets, her youth, her beauty, her fertility, and also her assets, all right? And let's go ahead and go to the story here. Apparently, this manager hooked her up recently with a football star. As you guys know, the athletes that make the most money, football stars and baseball stars, all right? These men make the biggest money. Basketball players coming in a little bit after that. Then you got NASCAR, F1, Formula One, and all that shit. All over and above that. But she recently been hooking up with this football star, and the manager claims that she hooked them up, so she won her pay. Let's go ahead and give you right here. Man, hold up for a second. All right, this is not the best.
In the words of Rihanna, bitch, I want my money. Shout out to Rihanna.
Screen to show you. Let me go ahead and pull this up on another screen. Another screen. Where's the other screen? Right here. Oh man, that screen. All right, so let's go ahead and pull this article up because we have this article about this. It says right here, Saweetie's accused of exploiting rumored boyfriend Jaden Sancho by alleged ex-manager. Saweetie has been rumored in a relationship with footballer Jaden Sancho since early 2025, but now Mabw May, who claims to be her former tour manager, has come forward to claim she owes her money and has been used.
I gotta throw this out there. With a name like Mabw May, I'm either gonna think that you're either a 304, a stripper, or a madam. I'm just saying.
Her celebrity boyfriend for money. Here are the details. I don't believe she's using him. I don't believe he feels used, all right? He getting a pound of pussy from her. So he and Jordan Sancho have been rumored boyfriend and girlfriend since January of 2025, and now the rapper is facing allegations of using her celebrity partner for money. On an October 8th post emerged on an Instagram account, Maybach May, who claims she was the ex-manager for the star. In a series of stories and posts tagging the Icy Girl directly, she claims she hadn't received payment for her work, and particularly that trip to Chelsea FC where she fell in love with Jaden. All right, so now, let me just clear this up. There is some video of the alleged incident, and all I got is a screenshot right now. Unfortunately, that's all I have to show you here. It's a screenshot in which the alleged manager, Maybach May, is shown at the initial meeting. All right, so this is the initial meeting, and as you can see the picture here, the woman over the shoulder of Jaden Sancho, that's the manager. You can see that right there, and there's a video of this. There is a video of this. I don't know if you guys know. There's a video of this said introduction in which Jaden runs over and hugs Sweetie. Sweetie is here pictured hugging with the face away. This is the initial meeting. The manager is over the shoulder looking at this, and the manager is saying, I booked that arrangement. I booked that connection. And whether it's a tour appearance, a signing appearance, whether it's an appearance to do concerts, which nobody's gonna watch Sweetie do a concert, or whether I set you up with the superstar, you owe me a fee. Because I'm a madam, all right? I am Mama San, all right? I set you up. So if you're living off of him and you're getting paid off of him and he's giving you an allowance, I need my money. Bitch better have my money. She said, I needs my money, bitch. Pay up. You think you gonna parlay and then you gonna have me hooking you up with all these niggas with money and you getting the fee and you giving me a cut? But you gonna reach this nigga? You gonna reach the top of the elite of the athlete and you ain't gonna pay me my money? Bitch better have my money. That's what the manager is saying. Bitch, you out here
better have my money.
Falling in love? Oh hell no, you done fell in love with your trick?
Talk about it, Coach Greg. Talk about it.
Oh, hell no. Give me my money. That's what the manager's allegedly saying. You can't fall in love with your trick and cut me out the motherfucking pie. It says right here that the alleged manager also claims that the star was using the footballer for his money and then threatened to expose her with the slew of wild claims. One post read, instead of paying me, she fell in love with the client. Okay, I gotta show you this on screen, all right, just so you can see here. She fell in love with the client, all right, here, and told him not to pay me. She got what she wanted and never paid me. Simple. Bitch better have my money. Damn, this is serious allegations here. Another read, Sancho, after you done paying and getting tattoos of a whore you barely know, run me my money. She hates her career, so you came right on time like the trick you are. God damn, she flaming. She flaming.
Damn.
She flaming, calling her a trick and a hoe, a escort, and all kind of shit. The monetized dating marketplace is here. Bitch better have my money, bitch. All right, I hooked her up with you, man. Y'all wanna cut me out? Run me my money. Pay me my bread. Where my finder's fee, hoe? You can't cut the pimp out. It's evil, man. All right, we do have more to this story here. Oh, by the way, just so you guys can see here, you fell in love with your client. This is what the manager is insinuating. This is TMZ. A few months ago, Sweetie and Sancho, soccer star, gets rapper's name tatted behind his ear. Just so you can see right there, it says, I don't know, is that her real name? Cueva? I'm not sure if that's her real name.
On our dating landscape confuse you, have many of the standards that you heard, you're kind of tired of hearing about, and you're wondering, what does it all mean? Well, look no further. Join us talking about the monetized dating marketplace right now on Locals. And it is Coach Greg Adams mabw.locals.com. You can create a free account to join the conversation between the Coach Gang members, but also on Sunday, $15 million a year. This is big boy money, big boy bread over there. And it's a guy who is a superstar over there, not much of a superstar over here. We don't have that following, that passion for football over here like the people over in Europe and over in Spain, Italy, Portugal, and all the people in La Liga and in the Spanish league and the Mexican league. You know, the Mexicans like it too. All right, but looks like, is he at the tail end of his contract, the tail end of his years? He's at 1 year left. All right, 1 year. All right, so he in here breaking in the big though. So if you can look at this, Saweetie's like, oh hell yeah, but the manager like, oh hell no. Oh hell no. The manager like, bitch, rub me my dough. And so we got here, there's the tattoo. And guess what? Saweetie's like, I'm not gonna play no whore no more, I'm gonna cover up. All right, there she is with her BBL and all of that shit right there. All right, and there they, oh, is this the video? Oh, this is the video on Twitter. So this is the initial introduction right here. Remember the picture we saw? So there he is hugging. Oh, wait. Oh, hold up. Can y'all see this? Oh, wait. Y'all can't see it. Hold on for a second. Let me pull this up over here. All right. So we do have the initial introduction to people, man. Boy, you can't do shit on the internet these days. They're going to have them seeds. And so here we go right here. Let me run this shit back. All right. So this is where the madam, if you can see here, Saweetie's the one here, center screen. The madam, or the manager, is the shorter individual with the black jacket and the fat booty. All right. Saweetie appears the one in the hat, all right, next to her left. And Sancho is running up right here. You're going to see here in a minute. This appears to be the initial introduction, which I'll show you the picture. There's the picture of it right there. The initial introduction. And so look at the manager, the momager, the manager, the pimp, the madam. There's the
Talk about Coach Greg. The pimp. The PIMP.
Okay, that's why she want her fee. Okay, so there's the hookup. I do say for this purposes, she deserves her money.
Yeah, run the bread.
Right. I do side
Run
with the manager
her
on this one.
bread.
Bitch better have your money. So, Saweetie, you owe the manager on this one. If you've elevated your life in y'all agreement as an escort, pimp, manager, whatever it is, you owe her, you owe the manager, all right? Because there's the manager with the introduction. There's the evidence right there. So if Sweetie was an escort, and for all intents and purposes, it's not a surprise, you owe the manager.
Yep.
That's a finder's fee.
Straight
like
up.
Motherfucker. And look at the manager like, bitch, go get him. Go get the trick.
Run the bread, my
Get the
nigga.
trick. Bitch, play the money. All right, manager need to come with the switchblade and pimp back in. All right, I'm not saying this. All right. All right, so there's the actual proof there, and it says right here, let me see it in the story. This refers to just a few weeks prior in breaking news in September when Jaden got a tattoo of the rapper's girlfriend's middle name, Cueva, behind his ear. While the couple has remained super private over the year, the most recent evidence of this tattoo, which seemingly confirms their romance, so these allegations and accusations arising just weeks after, makes the allegations more uncomfortable. The supposed ex-manager also shared a private text message she claimed was from Saweetie, which read, "When bitches run it up on Jaden, how much they doing in a weekend?" Okay. Just so we can see this is nigga shit. I don't even know then if I read it right. All right. So allegedly, when bitches run it up on Jaden, how much they doing?
Coach Greg don't give a damn.
I'm assuming this is the madam saying that this came from Sweetie. Yes, this came from Sweetie. Sancho, after you done paying and getting tattoos of a hoe, okay, you barely know, run me my money. She hates her career, so you came right on time, like the trick you are. I just want what y'all owe me. Okay, now there's another text message right here. Something witchcraft and liquor is one hell of a mix.
Mick, send me my bread home record at Sweetie. And this one says, I want to make one thing clear. I booked her for an appearance to visit the Chelsea Stadium and support the soccer team, as my last post shows. Instead of paying me, she fell in love with the client and told him not to pay me. I was a road manager with her, getting her deals. I was solid to this girl. She got what she wanted and never paid me. Simple, I want my money. Okay, damn, the pimp madam coming in hardcore. Okay.
Straight hardcore.
Let me put this up on the screen here. We'll give you a chance to voice your opinion right here. Does Sweetie owe the manager money?
Hell yeah.
Does Sweetie owe the manager money on this one?
Yep, pay up, Sweetie.
Okay. Let me see here. Let's go down further. The footballer earns £200,000 a week in his first current contract. And the fans were joking about how he could have accepted a lower contract because Sweetie asked for her third Birkin this week. By the way, for those who don't know, Sweetie came up with the phrase, if your niggy don't buy you a Birkin, throw the whole niggy away. All right? For those who don't remember that. And this is where we have to understand that a lot of women and men are very much highly coached by pimp culture. I did a stream on this. A lot of you guys are trying to take pimp culture into dating, and that's why you're struggling. All right? You're trying to bring this pimp lingo in relationships, and it's not going to work. All right? Then that you wonder why you're struggling. Then I said a lot of women are bringing whole culture in their relationship. They're bringing whole activity into relationships, saying a man need to pay this, he need to buy this, he need to have this, he need to have 100K. This is whole escort culture. But we've merged these cultures into what people want to do, but they want to do everything but pimp and hoe. Okay? Like niggas want to give woman, and when you want to make her a whore, but you don't want to pay her like a whore. Women want to be paid like whores, but don't want to be called whores. Like, you guys gotta stop it. It's not gonna
Talk
work that
about
way.
it.
If y'all want to do shit and hook up and fuck each other and all this shit, why don't you pay and then she's a whore? Why don't ladies, if you want to get paid and taken out on trips and dates, be a good whore. Be an honest good whore. Be a good whore. All right, but when you're a whore, and I gotta slap that dick on your forehead. Like, ain't no in between.
Well,
y'all wanna be regular
damn.
normie motherfuckers,
Just
be regular
like that,
normie
Coach
motherfuckers.
Craig.
Y'all 50-50 relationships to shut the fuck up. All right, but what happens is these sweeties of the world want to act like they're regular girls and they're whores. Allegedly. And then people are surprised when they out here get caught selling pussy. All right, well, and the madam calls them out, and the trick calls them out, and then all of a sudden they want to play innocent. Look like Chris Angel's girl. She was probably a JUCO, and now she's trying to be an honest mother. Nah, man, be that whore you were. Don't try to change that shit up now. All right? If you a hoe, you want to be a hoe. How do I know? Because I told you so. By the way, this is Sweetie with the author of the book, 48 Laws of Power, Robert Greene, in the year 2019, before we knew what a Sweetie was. Yeah. She's not beating these allegations. Yeah, right? These allegations cannot be beat. All right? I don't even know if she was rich and famous by then. She was just, yeah. I'm gonna say escort. That's all I'm gonna say here. I'm gonna say you can't beat them allegations. If an old white man is smashing, you selling that punani. That punani getting sold from city to city to coast, all right? From ocean to ocean. Now you overseas over the pond and that pussy getting sold. Bitch better have my money. This woman is not for free. All right, this dude has probably examined those effects. All right, the inside of them guts. And white men own black women. Don't forget it. All right, the white man can always get your black woman at any time of the day, any day of the week. You niggas think black women are yours? Dude, that's the white man's woman. And you better recognize this and believe this. Your women are spoils of war. Them women don't belong to you, nigga. That's the white man's woman, all right? Asian women, you too. Asian women, you too. Chung Lee, Chung, Chin, Ricky Tan. Them Asian women belong to the white man. Vietnam, Hong Kong, nigga, Nagasaki, Hiroshima. them women, Vietnam, them women gonna bow down to that white man. The white man run the Asian and the black woman. It is. I don't want to hear shit but a tampon. All right. These allegations cannot be beat. All right. It says right here, in this situation here, we do have possibly further evidence of this. These are rumors and innuendo from the manager. It says right here, Saweetie has reportedly been exposed for working as an escort. That meant to make ends meet after her music sales have dropped. There was rumors that she really flopped on her last album.
She did. Her last album won more for damn.
Her last album really flopped.
It sucked.
Album sales. Last album. Do they still call them albums? Right? Or streams? Yeah, this was during the first week. This was reported in November of 2022. Man, my memory, I forget a lot of shit. For some reason, I remember this shit. Maybe it's because it's my job. She sold 2,000 units in 1 week. The first week,
That's
2,000 units. This low sales figure was notably due to her large social media following, which would be weird. You have millions of social media followers and you can't sell but 2,000 copies.
Really?
That's pretty bad. I mean, I sold 2,000 books right in my first week. Not really, but let me see what her IG following is. She has 12 million followers, which probably you could say half of them are bought. I'll give you half, okay, or a third or 2/3 of followers bought. But you pushed 2,000 albums and your Instagram got 12 mil. Your TikTok, let me see what your TikTok we're hitting on. TikTok sitting on 60, no, that's wrong. 5.4 million on TikTok, and you push 2,000 records. Do they still call them records? That is pretty bad. That is pretty bad. So you then see why then she probably had to resort to putting that pussy for sale. It is what it is. All right, this is all alleged. A friend who was connected with her, a football star, called her out on IG for refusing to pay them. It says one commentator from Nigeria said she almost got in trouble with the wife of a Nigerian businessman when she visited in 2024. These allegations are strong. And it says Saweetie was in Nigeria December 2024 in the name of shooting a music video with an Afrobeat artist. But the tea is that she came as an escort to a rich Nigerian businessman. She almost got in trouble with the man's wife. And listen, I don't mind a good whore. I mean, listen, if she's selling that thing, baby, sweet, come on through. I don't think I can afford you. It's not a woman's out of your league. She's just out of your price range at this particular point. She hot topic right now, so I don't think I can be able to afford your fee. Certainly not your manager's fee. That strag is lethal. Definitely don't want that strag in my damn apartment trying to collect her money. I might have to knock a strag head off. Money Mindset 2025. Join us if you got the money for the pussy. All right, but y'all was trying to earn it and do better and compete and then talk down to the pookie, talk down to the tricks and the lanes and the simps. And at the end of the day, I got the pussy for the money. If you got the money for the pussy. All right, and at the end of the day, you could have cracked somebody that was completely out of your league. I mean, all right. At the end of the day,
I'll be right back.
But at the end of the day, y'all niggas thought it was about marrying and God.
When I start selling pussy, I don't want to hear it.
All right, at the end of the day, you didn't realize this, but at the end of the day ends.
I looked at it as I have an ATM between my legs, and I'm just using it. All I got to do is put my card in, and that's it. And put the PIN number, and boom, money just comes right out.
But y'all wanted to be out here talking about they going for these rappers, and they only go for the high value man, and they want status. At the end of the day, you could have just used the peace sleeve as an ATM. The older profession ain't never going away. And in this economic terms, that's what it is. Now, y'all ain't got to do it. I ain't got to justify my bad behavior out here. I'm a whole demon out here. I told y'all, I'm a predator. I'm a shark. I know what time it is. I ain't playing no games with these women, bitch. Guns and talk and have a conversation and connect. You got the wrong one. All right? If you want to throw those legs open like a goalpost and get fed and get you a little couple hundo to hold on to so you make it to your next payday, call your boy. Call your boy. All right, ain't no shame in my game out in this motherfucker. But the reality is, ain't no shame in a lot of these women game out here. All right, they will date your goofy ass and string your ass along and let you follow old CGA over here. All right, because every time you get your girl and you think you got her for free, I done busted that thing out 3 times before she came to see your goofy ass. But that's the reality of it. These people out here, women are following these women. All right, the rappers are all paying for these women. So are the athletes. Right? It's a megastar athlete. Payday. All right? Arriva Dirce. It's Dre Day, Payday, or Arriva Dirce. And Sweetie ain't the only one. Somebody said this. I mean, I've been highly suspect of Lauren Harvey for a long time. Lori Harvey. Now, people don't realize this, and they say, why would Sweetie be selling that thing out there? She can make more money selling that thing than she gonna sell records and pulling concert tickets. We know that. Same thing as a Lori Harvey. What's her job? Well, she got sponsorships. She got a major social media platform. But she done been seen with 50 niggas. All right? All on Payday. All right? I'm not saying she's selling that box. Well, she got a father that's worth $200 million. She ain't worth $200 million. Okay? So just because Steve Harvey got the money don't mean she got the money. That's a grown-ass woman, and she got to make her own way. But I've been saying for a long time, she mahi-mahi. She's rent for lease. She's leased, not to own. And men paying the fee to lease. Lori Harvey. All right, she's not in the romantic love, as you can see. That nigga Michael, what's his name? I like that one dude. Michael, he's a great actor. All right, but Michael tried to fall in love with a whore. I mean, with an alleged working girl, and she was like, "This ain't love. Don't mix with this pimping. Love don't mix with this pimping." Michael B. Jordan. Love don't mix with this pimping. Michael B. Jordan should win the Oscar for Sinners. By the way, he should win the Oscar for Sinners. All right, if he don't win the Oscar for Sinners, it's rigged. All right, so Michael B. Jordan should win the Oscar for Sinners, but Michael B. Jordan been known for all right. I ain't trying to put people business out here, but the business already in these streets. So, but by the way, all right, she a rent-home. She for lease. All right, Lori Harvey for lease. Same thing as all these other girls out here. And what'll happen is these girls will come out here and they get their heart broken by one of their tricks or one of they pay-for-play guys, and then they'll come out here and try to act like, oh, I just want love. All right, I just want to be relationship. I mean, they want that for the dudes that don't pay. They all washed out and passed around and paid out. Nobody out here that can't get top dollar no more. There's a new 18, 19-year-old girl that hit the block. All right, and now these women want to run around here and fall in love. All right, but that's the reality of the love gone, man. Look, these women been on the casting couch and some of that punani since the beginning of time. They gonna do it to the end of time. You can be in the game or the outside the game. You still trying to come out here and get married pussy all you want. I want to get it off of marriage. I want her to really like me. I want genuine burning desire. Not from no bad chick. All right, it ain't happening. It's not happening. Y'all girls, Kardashians. You guys gotta realize this. I want you to realize this. If you ever want to know the inner workings of a woman, take her social media. This is what you want to do. This is what you want to do. If you really want to know how your girl thinks, make a Finsta account. Pull up your girl's social media. Follow everybody she follows. Just mirror her following. And then for 2 weeks straight, follow all the goofy ass posts that she be watching and liking. Same thing as her TikTok and her YouTube. Just follow everything she gets and see all this shit that she gets in terms of being coached by whores and escorts that are posing as coaches and inspirational speakers. I showed you one. There was a woman out there looking like a Dubai porta potty queen. And she's like, I teach women how to start businesses.
Lie.
She teach women how to sell pussy. That's what she teach women how to do. All right. Yep. But she's an inspirational woman. She mad inspirational. All right. She's like, she's not Andrew Tate-ish, but she don't never show her job. I coach women how to start businesses and they get escort advice. Not Sadia Khan, it's another girl. I showed her one time and I was like, nah, this is an escort. All right, but that's neither here nor there. And I ain't mad. I'm not mad. I'm not mad. Like, I like that part of the game. I wish the game could just be wide open. I wish they could be honest. But you know, a lot of people like to thump their Bible and say their prayers. They want to show me their fat, ugly wife that they didn't have to pay for and shit like this. And I didn't have to pay. Look at my wife, fat, ugly ass wife. All right. Okay, good. Shout out to you for that plain Jane. All right. Nobody was going to marry her but your goofy ass. Nobody else proposed to her but your dumb ass, all right? But shout out to you. She had 0 people after her to marry her when your ass got down on bended knee. Congratulations, nigga. All right. All right, then show me some attractive women now. All right, show me some attractive motherfucking women. All right, let me see this hottie dottie. Trying to brag about you gonna pay for your, and wait till you divorce your ass. You gonna pay then. You gonna pay up the nose with a rubber hose. All right, you gonna pay $20 million like Chris Angel fixing to pay. But what I'm gonna say is that a lot of people don't want to know and acknowledge this part of reality, and don't really know how this is interfering with the dating marketplace. It's interfering greatly with the dating marketplace because men and women are taking advice. Men are taking advice from pimps. I don't get it. Like, bro, how you gonna pimp your girlfriend? Like, you can't run pimp game on a girlfriend. You can try. Do you have the stomach? You can try.
It's Brian McKnight.
Brian McKnight beats his baby mama terrorist in court allegedly. I'll give you the rundown on this story. This story is something that I covered not that long ago, and there were several videos that I covered on this one. Just to give you the update on this situation right here. Brian McKnight is an R&B singer, white people. All right, so for the white people listening to the show, this is Brian McKnight. Wait a minute, that's not Brian McKnight. This is Brian McKnight. Brian McKnight is an R&B singer. He's had some hit songs, mainly in the
I'll be right back.
2000s and so forth and so on. And he, you know, like a lot of these singers, they become famous and they have to sing these songs that they made that were famous for the next 50 years. All right, this sucks to them, and nobody cares about their new catalog. And he's been doing a lot of shows ever since then. Unfortunately, he's ruined his reputation. Got ruined because he had a black wife at one particular point, and the relationship soured, and she got primarily custody of the kids, and she was able to demonstrate that Brian McKnight is a deadbeat. He cheats on his wife, and he sleeps with white women and Asian women, and so forth and so on. All right, and he does. I actually played basketball against Brian McKnight some 20 years ago, and you know, he had an Asian woman sitting on the sideline being his cheerleader. All right, so he ended up marrying a Hawaiian Asian woman, I believe. So it's kind of par for the course. Since he fell out with the wife has been saying that he's a deadbeat. And even then to the point where his kids kind of fell in line with the mother, which typically is something that we see happen with parental alienation. All right, so the kids, the boys, side with the mom. Brian McKnight feels isolated. He says, what the hell? And then he starts a new family, which is the masculine power. Right? Our power in masculinity is to be able to spread our seed and have as many kids as we possibly can. The society tells us otherwise. Right? Monogamy, faithful, have one kid. If your wife only wants to have one kid, you only have one kid. Right? They strip that away. The child support system is a way for them to control that. Right? By saying you can't have children by multiple women. You can't be fruitful and multiply. They have you under the faithful monogamy, and then the system is, hey, if you start a relationship with this woman and have kids, you got to take care of those kids before you start having kids with other women. Otherwise, we penalize you. So financially, one of the things that we do is say, hey, I had kids with this woman, and then it didn't work out. Now I'm paying child support. I can't afford to have kids with another woman. It becomes a barrier. And that's what child support does. Right for right and for wrong. Right? It's right. You should take care of your kids. You can't run away from them. But also, it becomes ill-advised financially to have kids with other women. So it prevents you from doing that. If you're rich, you can overcome that. Elon Musk, Nick Cannon, Brian McKnight. So what he did was, I'm going to start a new family. All right? This first family didn't work. We had 2 or 3 sons. This didn't work. All right? I don't have relationships with these kids. So he's not just going to sit at home. He said, I want to have new kids, but he did it with a non-black woman. At that point, he has been ostracized from the black community, and thus, his name is dirt. Because all they have to say is you're a deadbeat, and that's essentially what happened when the sons got older. Okay? So when the sons got older, they basically came out and they said, oh, let me just show you this. Let me show you this as I'm explaining the story, because this is important. This is the new mom, wife, baby mama. And as you can see, she's a little Hawaiian Asian looking woman. And she had kids from a previous man which, you know, if you're in your 40s and 50s, more than likely, if you're going to get remarried, you're not going to get married to a teenager or a woman in her 20s. It's going to be a woman similar age, and she's more than likely going to have kids. So not only is he a stepfather, he's also a father with this new woman. Okay, so there's a lot to unpack here as I get to the main events. So since she's a non-black, that's more ammunition for the black community to turn against him. Okay, to turn against him. Why are you not taking care of your black boys? Then when the boys got older, what they then said was, we just want a relationship with our father, Brian McKnight, who's a singer, but he doesn't want to have a relationship with us. Okay, so they were able to play the victim and say he hasn't been around for X amount of years. I think he also has a daughter that he got into a legal battle with. So his whole family with this woman has been completely torched. And he's been saying, I've been alienated against him. It's the baby mom. Now, the baby mom is throwing rocks and hiding hands. She's playing the, hey, I've just been a good
You could at least have more tomato.
And everybody believes it, right? Everybody can believe that. And, of course, then when they see them have, he has a child by another woman, it's believable. Then it gets worse. It gets worse because the boys want a relationship with him. He doesn't want a relationship with them. He actually disowns them publicly. He basically says, I don't want anything to do with them. All right, this comes from trauma. They're all traumatized of the situation.
Yeah.
And Brian McKnight's like, I got a new family, I'm going to move on. Then what happens is, one of the boys' name is Brian McKnight Jr. He has a baby with this Asian Hawaiian woman, taking care of the stepkids, names the second kid, or names a kid with the Asian woman, Brian Jr. So, yes, he's disowned the boys from the black family. They're now grown. They want a relationship with dad. He said, fuck that shit. Has another child with another woman, names that kid Brian Jr. All right, so there's two Brian Juniors. I mean, that is a slap in the face.
It is.
Okay. Now, I don't think they have the same last name. It could be possible that they have a different name, but he now names the other kid Brian Jr. Now, like, god damn. So that is essentially saying the previous family does not exist. All right, I've disowned them. I haven't a relationship with them. They made it hard for me. I pay my child support. The black community is shitting on this. They're poo-pooing on this. They don't want nothing to do with this. Brian McKnight.
And I am later on this week on my second channel, on my Kids and Cam's channel, gonna talk about Brian McKnight as well. So stay tuned for that.
Senior name is dirt at this particular point. His name is Dog Doo-Doo. So black women are up in arms. He cannot sell any tickets to concerts and so forth and so on. To further complicate things, one of the sons develops cancer. The son's name is Nico. He dies recently. Brian McKnight does not, even that doesn't sway him. Brian McKnight saying, it is what it is, nigga. Whatever. All right, you're not my son. I disowned you. Die slow. This is a heartless point of view, to which then the baby mother, the original baby mother, says he didn't even show up when Nico was dying. All right, so this is where it gets worse for Brian McKnight. This is worst case scenario. Not only are you disowning them and not raising these black boys, the black boys want you to be their dad. He said, fuck them kids. And now Nico's, and he names the other kid Brian Jr., and now Nico's dying of cancer, and he doesn't come in to help. Now, here's the problem with this, and this has been going on for years. So it culminated with the death of Nico. All right, he was in the hospital. Brian McKnight allegedly never visits Nico. As you can see, this is very, very, very heartless and, dare I say, ruthless, the way to deal with this. Very ruthless, all right? And so, as you can tell, judging from this article that was written a year ago, he got canceled for this. He got canceled for this, all right? So much so that it affected his bottom line. He had to cancel concerts due to this family controversy. Now, since we know about the court of public opinion, and we tell you guys all the time, When it comes to these stories, you don't
Do
hear
your
the entire
research.
story. Okay. Most of the time, it's the woman throwing rocks and hiding hands. All right.
Yep.
Sometimes the kids don't even understand the story. They don't have the entire details. We know that there's emotions involved and there's legalities involved. And then when the man tries to speak up, he just gets poo-pooed. All right. Nah.
Yep.
They're just gonna say, just take care of your kids, do the right thing, be the bigger man, right? And so Brian McKnight says, I am not going to be the bigger man. Fuck that, bro. And he does look like CGA right there. Come on. Why everybody trying to look like CGA? Everybody shout out to Brian McKnight right here with the baldy and the gray beard. New world order. So here's the thing, it says fans of R&B singer Brian McKnight are boycotting his concerts following his controversial remarks about his oldest biological child or children, who he has publicly disowned. McKnight, known for his hits in the 90s and the early 2000s, now prioritizes a new family, which involves or includes his current new wife and their children and her eldest children from a previous relationship. Now, they're also not saying in here that it's a non-black woman. That's important. Okay, that's important in the context of the conversation. It's a non-black woman. All right, I'm saying she's Asian, but I think she's Hawaiian. All right, by nationality state, if you will.
The Money Mindset 2025. Join us if you are looking to elevate your mindset to the next level and get your financial.
His bottom line was greatly being affected. Okay, so they're canceling concerts because of this. Right, she's throwing rocks and hiding hands. His reputation's being dragged. He's getting canceled. His money getting short. And guess what? He's like, somebody got to pay for this. Now, he didn't come out and tell everybody, I'm going to sue you. You're going to hear from my lawyer. But what we now know as of yesterday, Brian McKnight saying, I've been awarded $8.8 million in damages plus punitive damages following a verdict. Now, we don't know what the verdict is, but he's insinuating that he has been wronged and the court has agreed with him that the ex-wife, in fact, was the bad guy and he has been awarded these damages. Let me read the context here, and we know he ain't gonna see a dime of this, but the world is silent about it, and I cannot be silent about it, because these are the type of things that men do, and it takes 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years for us to see any retribution. Right? Your kids come back, and they're 30, and they finally say, damn, my mom was tripping. And then you're like, okay, now you gotta fix the damage, and now you gotta take care of this kid that's 25 and 30 and 35 and 40. But just because you're awarded damages doesn't mean you're going to get them. But this is vindication for Brian McKnight.
Vindication.
In my situation, I got the same thing. Where, I fought for a battle of my custody of my son late. They were trying to paint me as a deadbeat and a non-contributor to child support and all of these things. Only for me at the last year, when my son was 17, to get a printed record. They did an investigation on the family to discuss and basically say, hey, the son wants to be a part of the dad's life. The dad wants to be a part of the son's life. He's not a deadbeat. All right? It's the mom keeping the son away from the dad. That's the vindication. But what he wants to do, and what the world is going to be silent about, except for me, is to demonstrate. This is what happens to men. We have to play the long game to get our retribution.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the relationship between the sons had been fractured. He had to see his son die and not be a part of it. Okay? He had to start a new family. And now he's now going to expose the mother. Let me just go ahead and show you. For men thinking it's about the money, you're wrong. It's not about the money. It's not about him getting the money. It's about him now being able to say, that bitch been lying. And sometimes as men, the world don't want to hear us during the process. They just say, just be a man. Just be there for your kids. Take care of your responsibilities. Don't be a deadbeat. But at the end of the day, it wasn't you the entire time. Let me play this. This is Brian McKnight here. Smoking a cigar.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what he has to say.
It's been a long journey getting to this day, October 16th, 2025, but we are here in the English countryside, about an hour and a half outside of London, and the verdict is in. We've been quiet, listening to liars continue to lie and keeping to ourselves, living and loving our life, as we said, leaving everything in God's hands and letting our Lord do the talking. But according to the courts, trying to ruin my name and trying to bring harm to my family in a book filled with lies equals $8.8 million. And this is just the beginning, because anyone and everyone that helped promote these lies will hear from my lawyer in the days to come. No weapon formed against us shall prosper.
Damn right.
Is the voice of a liar.
All right, so there must have been a book. All right, I don't know who wrote the book. I don't know if it was the ex-wife writing the book or somebody writing on the behalf of the ex-wife. All right, so forth and so on. All right, and if he was named in the book, which I've been very, very conscious of doing this, because you be like, CGA, you talk about your ex-wife. I've never named her by name. I've never showed you a picture, okay? The person doesn't exist as far as you're concerned. She's just the ex-wife. And I've been conscious of this because a lot of you guys been like, why he never show a picture of her? Bro, I'm talking about her I'm talking about her in a certain way. You don't show a picture, video, and name this person. Okay, you don't do this. All right? Not trying to hide her, you just don't do stuff like this. All right? Unless they are on video doing something criminal. Then you can put them up there. But if you're just telling stories about an individual and you name them and you put their picture up, okay? You can have yourself liable. In this situation, yeah, she's a fictional character as far as we're concerned.
Talk about it.
So, here you go right here. Let's listen to the voicemail of what the person that we know is supposed to be the deadbeat here tells the world.
Do not text Miko again. Do not call Miko again. Leilani, if you are also checking these messages, that goes for you as well. I am very serious about this. I am very serious about this. Do not text him, period. Period. Please understand that. And Brian, you know me. You know me. And you know that I mean what I'm saying to you.
Let me stop right here. Let me stop right here. When I say that men deal with this all the time, but then when they call you a deadbeat and be the better man, and if your kids want a relationship with you, you just got to go in and let bygones be bygones. That's not always the best strategy.
It
right?
ain't.
Because they're committing what I think is a crime against humanity against you. All right, by violating your relationship with your kids, putting them not in the best situation, and your kids sometimes co-sign with it. Your kids don't come back for the right reason. They come back because they're broke. They come back because the mom don't have no more child support or money. But if you hear her message, and I do have a video of her where she's sitting up here, I was good and he was a deadbeat, right? She was up there playing the angel. But listen to the voicemail. Right, and I said, and he didn't play this voicemail before the lawsuit was settled. He let everybody call him a deadbeat, but he said, I got the truth here. I'll show you how evil this woman is and how she's been saying, stay away from my son. Even when the son wanted a relationship, I believe this is when he was with the new wife. That could have been around the time where Nico was sick. She names Nico by name. Now the Brian is Nico. So this could have been around the time he was sick. And the mother saying, stay away. Do not text. Do not call. Even targeting Leilani, who's the new non-black wife, you don't call either if you're listening. So when Brian said,
jealousy.
hey, I've been trying, but guess what? They're putting up these barriers. You guys know when your kid comes back, the mother also comes back too. You guys realize that too. Especially then when you're dealing with a lawsuit, hospital, graduation, college. When your kid says, I want to be back, I want to hang out with you, guess who you also get back? The mother, the baby mama terror is being there. And sometimes the kid is being used as a pawn so the baby mama terrorists can get in there and get information about you and fuck you over. So he knows that. But he just had to stay silent and be like, I guess I'm a deadbeat, I'm going to be the asshole. But he got his vindication on this situation here. He got his vindication. He was like, yep. All right, nah. All right, the ex-wife trying to get back in. Well, you know, we could have been a wonderful family after all these years. Nah, get away. Remember when Deion Sanders walked away? Let me pull that up. All right, that's funny here. Deion Sanders
now
and
that was
Pilar,
funny. Now that was some funny shit.
Pilar senior night. Let's see if we can pull this up. Let's see if we can get the video. Because Deion Sanders knew. Here we go right here. We do got the video right here. Deion Sanders like, nah, stay the fuck away. But Deion Sanders was able to get custody from his wife when they were minors. All right, here we go. So this is it right, senior night, and there's the mom walking up. Let's see what Deion does. Mom's walking up facing the boys. This is the handoff. Let's see what Deion Sanders does here. Out of there. Quickly. I thought he had turf toe. That's why the nigga had to get his toe chopped off right here. All right, how fast he done dipped out of there. You come back crazy, bitch. All right, so Deion Sanders said, nah, bruh. All right, that's evil coming this way. All right, that's evil. Not even through my sons will I let evil come my way. All right, but let me see if I can find that video of Brian McKnight's ex-wife speaking here so you can see how messed up the game is. Speaks. See if we can find that video. Yeah, she has a book. So she wrote a book in 2025 and he promptly sued her ass. All right, so yeah, he wasn't playing. We do have a video of, oh, this is on Tasha K, so I can't play that. Yeah, the ex-wife here. Let's see here. Okay, so this is her right here. The ex-wife coming up on the screen right here. Let's see right here. Julia McKnight discusses communicating with ex-Brian during son's illness.
Did receive out of the blue a text from him about a year ago when our son Nico was, going through his healing process. So I did get a very, very, very negative text from him during that process. And I'm glad you asked that, because then I can address, he made a comment where he hasn't contacted our son because I left a very, you can say harsh, a very aggressive voicemail.
You see how she covered it up? Yeah, he left an aggressive, he said I left an aggressive voicemail. You heard the voicemail. We all heard it. And it was very aggressive.
It was threatening and aggressive. Yes, it was.
That's a threat. So now she's trying to tap dance and throw flowers and shit on it. Oh, he said that I left what did he say? Aggressive, but very demanding. All right, yeah, bitchy was very bitchy in the voicemail. It was without a doubt.
And in a way, I will say that is true. Because once the text was received, I did make it very, very, very clear that this type of negativity is not what's going to be allowed in this space. And
okay, he was negative, huh?
If this type of negativity is what you're bringing, do not bring it here.
Now, this is why I can't say, man, like, I would say, dude, like, if you're dating...
This is why Kevin Samuels used to say, don't negotiate with terrorists. Just leave. Don't even negotiate with them.
Let's say this woman's dating. Okay, let's say she's dating. If she's dating, she can never be comfortable with you as the boyfriend. She's too busy trying to sabotage the ex-husband. Right? She hasn't even healed from that particular trauma. So she's going to bring that trauma. You're going to inherit that baggage from her, which is going to complicate your relationship. All right, so you see what she's doing here. But you heard the voicemail, all right? The voicemail tells it all. And not only that, we got the lawsuit, punitive damages from an alleged book that was written by this woman, all right? Really got her real quick, all right? Shut that shit down. Gotcha, bitch. Shut that shit down. So it is very tough. Unfortunately, this is a tough situation. And these ain't my kids, but I got kids that are in similar situations. It's not easy, and it's not easy to just be the bigger man. It's not easy. All right, because there's a lot of toxicity happening in the background. Most of the time, the pot's being stirred, and all you're trying to be having is a relationship with your kids, but you're signing up for this trauma. I believe there's a viral video of Christopher Smith talking about this as well, of him disowning his own daughter. And Christopher Smith is a legend in this space. He doesn't have a lot of subscribers. He used to go by the League of Dads, but I seen there's a viral clip of him saying, "I had to wash my hands of my daughter." He calls his daughter his former daughter. Okay. And this has been documented for many, many years. He's been talking about this. But, hey, sometimes you got to just be like,
bye.
Hey, it's not worth it. It's not worth the stress, the trauma. I want to live until I'm 85 and 90. I'm not going to let this woman, you know, you got to think. Brian McKnight and this ex-wife is 50. Right there in their 50s. When I tell you the free agent lifestyle is the recipe, why is Brian McKnight? Why are you fighting over kids that are grown in your 50s? Right? Like, you don't want these things. People want to move on with life. This woman has not moved on with her life. Okay? You can tell. And I'm gonna say this one more time. When you have marriage, divorce, or kids with a woman, this is payment. You know why? You can never divorce this woman. I don't care what you do in the laws, in the courts. You never divorce them. You can divorce them on paper, but there's never a divorce, meaning that you're going to see your kids through your ex high school graduation, driver's license, first car, first relationship, first marriage, their first kid, you know, in sickness, right? Your kids get sick. In this case, nobody anticipated Nico's health to fall to the point where he dies and traumatize them even further. But now your kid's sick, and now they need treatment and care and recovery and hospice. There's no divorce. I don't believe there's divorce, okay, when there's kids. So, you know, guys got to take these things really not lightly. They're really heavy. This is why the free agent lifestyle was a big deal for me, because I can say, hey, at some particular point, I will be truly free. All right? Especially then if I can look at my ex and whoever kid don't want to be a part of my life and say, okay, fine. All right, come see me if you're sick or you need. All right, but until then, catch up with me. All right? There ain't no reason for me to stress my motherfucking self out.
Exactly.
Because the kids took on the mantle of the mom. And that way the mom continue instigate in my life forever. Okay? You're not going to instigate in my life forever, just like this woman right here. Like, they're in their mid-50s, still fucking around and trying to get revenge on each other and suing each other. I promised myself as a free agent I would never engage in that. Right? It is what it is, motherfucker. Life goes on. So, because these women tend to, when they get older, are not able to move on. All right? And then, you know, when you have kids with them, they continue to be vindictive towards you.
Yeah.
Even when the kids are adults. Right? And they'll use the kids to continue to get that one up on you.
This is DeeDee.
What's up, YouTube? It's your girl DeeDee. Welcome and welcome back to the channel. So I am back with another reaction video for you guys. But before we hop into the video, make sure you are subscribed to the channel if you like the content, share and like the video, and hit that notification bell to be notified when I upload new content. All right? All right. So we're gonna hop into this video. So this video is talking about how so many Americans are struggling financially due to this economy, and also why men are pulling back on the dating scene because it's too expensive. So I want to get into this video. I definitely want to get your thoughts in the comments below. So make sure you comment in the comment section. I want to hear what you have to say. But let's go ahead and get into the video. Here we go.
So this is how I get ready for bed in the back of my truck.
The cost of living in this country is currently, it's not going to be, it is currently unsustainable.
Bro, if I knew how bad the economy was going to be up today, I wouldn't have been riding no bikes, playing no video games. I would have bought a house when I was 10.
Can somebody tell me why these chicken wings $30.80 for 10 of them?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm over these prices on everything.
Recently, it just came to my notice that a lot of men don't like going on a date anymore. Men don't like to take women out, and women are not happy with that. So, my sister, I am here to clarify the whole situation. The reason why men don't like going on a date anymore is because cost of living has went up. And when you ask an average woman, what do you want us to do? The only thing they will recommend is restaurant. That is the fact.
This is a very interesting point, and I think because we have so many women who are expecting these expensive dates from men, not realizing that things are much more expensive now. And, even if you have money saved or if you make a decent amount of money, you still have to consider bills and your future and things of that nature. So people
Right.
tend to become a little bit more frugal as prices go up. You start to focus on the things that are necessary versus the wants. So I think when it comes to dating, that is more of something that's more of a want when you take a woman out on a date, because that is not a necessity for your life. And so I think people are more cautious about their spending habits when the economy changes, when prices go up. You know what I mean? You have to be a little bit more concerned about your finances and more, I wouldn't say frugal, but you have to be more aware of what you're spending your money on, because if people are losing jobs and if things are becoming more and more expensive, you have to be aware of that. You have to be cautious of how you're spending. You can't just spend all willy-nilly, because you have to make sure that you have money for, a rainy day. That you're budgeting your money wisely. And this is not about being broke. It's about being smart and being fiscally responsible with your resources. And so I think when it comes to dating, I think there could definitely be that could be part of the reason why a lot of men are refusing to take women out, because women are expecting expensive dates, and nowadays they're
Yep.
talking about a date should be anywhere between $200 and $300. So if that is the case, and if
Since
that's the
when?
expectation for most women, I can see why men would push back from that and save their coins, because they have much more things to be responsible for, and have to be more mindful of how they're spending their money, especially if times get hard. You know what I mean? So that's something that women need to focus on and pay attention to, that a man is not going to just go broke just to date you. He would probably much rather maybe have cook at his house or cook at home, or
Exactly.
go for those coffee dates that we like to talk about, or walk in the park, something that doesn't take a lot out of his pocket, because he's being responsible with his resources, because of the cost of living and because of the economy and how things are looking, when it's uncertain if you're going to have a job, or you know what I'm saying. So I think it's smart to do that, but a lot of women don't see it that way, or even maybe not even think about it. But hopefully this video will help you see where men are coming from, and maybe why they're declining these dates and they're not going out as much, and they're not spending money just irresponsibly, because they have to think about their futures. Let's continue.
Restaurant, they want to go there and eat free food. And who is paying for this free food? Men. Cost of living has went up. Rents are expensive. Food are expensive. So my sister, the earlier you know this, the better for you.
Here go my weekly haul right here, and I got 2 cases of water. That's it. And it was $114. Can you believe this? I just left from Walmart. I spent almost $200 on nothing.
Somebody, the president, I don't know, Congress, somebody needs to address this issue, because I'm about to crash out. I'm trying to understand why I got 5 tacos from my local taco shop here in Dallas, Texas, and the tacos end up being damn near $30.
Yeah, food prices are getting expensive.
Yep.
And people
Food's
are
getting
feeling
expensive.
the pinch. People are feeling it. Everything is going up. The car insurance, mortgages, food prices, gas, everything is going up. So everything is becoming more and more expensive. And so now you gotta work harder just to stay afloat. And a lot of Americans are feeling it. And something needs to be done about it. But if we're talking about dating now, dating is an extra expense that you don't need.
Yep.
When it comes to dating, that's something that
Yep, that's a
you
bill.
don't have to do. That is something that's an afterthought nowadays. And so when I see videos of women complaining about, oh, men don't want to date anymore, they don't want to take us out, they just want to do the bare minimum. Well, you got to think about.
That's because y'all are a bill. Let's continue.
How much it costs to take y'all out on a date. See, y'all, if you don't have to pay for the dates, it's not of your concern. Because you don't have to come out of your pocket when you know you got rent due, you got car note due, you have insurance, you have to buy groceries for y'all kids and all of that. You're not thinking about what it's costing these men to take y'all out. And then a lot of these women are just extra, and you feel like the man is doing a bare minimum, but no, it's just that things are expensive, and the majority of people living in this country are not rich. Y'all are walking around like men are rich, but y'all can't spend $300 on a date yourself. If you really want to go on a date with a guy, then you come out of your pocket with $300 and pay for the date. If it's not that much, and if it's such the bare minimum, why is it difficult for y'all to do it? See, when you flip the tables, a lot of women don't want to do what they're asking the men to do, but y'all not considering what's happening in this economy. You're not considering anything because y'all don't care. Well, if he ain't got the money to spend, he shouldn't be dating. Well, y'all don't have the money to spend, so should y'all be dating? If you know you
Talk
can't spend
about it.
$300 on a date, then you shouldn't be dating. But shouldn't we understand what's going on and understand where men and women are coming from? That hey, we're all looking at these prices going up, we're all having to kind of take it back a notch and not just spend your money on foolishness because the future is uncertain. If anybody should know that, black women should know it, seeing as a lot of you lost your jobs. So you
Yep.
should understand
Talk about it, DeeDee.
what is going on when so many of you have lost jobs that your future is uncertain and you don't know where you're going to get your next rent money from and your car note money from and how you're going to make it.
Old Spice Fiji deodorant smells like coconuts and palm trees, and it's gentle on my skin.
X-Shot Insanity takes you to the next level with new Smoky Barrel from Zuru.
Going to make it. So you should understand that. But we have a lot of women who are entitled and don't care to think about what the man is going through, but they want them to be, you want everybody to be empathetic to what you're going through. But listen, everybody is feeling it. The majority of us, a lot of people in this country are feeling this expensive economy. I just think we all need to have empathy for each other and understand what's going on and be empathetic, but also since the guy in the video brought up the dating aspect, I think women need to understand that the economy is affecting everybody. That people just don't have all this discretionary income to just blow on dates. That's the last thing that they need to do. People are working harder, but their money is not going as far. So that means you have to start saving. You have to make sure that you're spending your money wisely and that you're not just blowing it. And so I think if you're out here still trying to date in this economy, it would make sense for you to, say, hey, if we're gonna go out, hey, let's. I think the women should offer the coffee dates. You should offer a walk in the park. You should offer dates that don't go to a museum. It doesn't cost much to do stuff like that. Me and my husband just went to the museum for our anniversary, and it was very nice, and it didn't cost a lot. I think the women should offer dates like that don't cost a lot to show that you understand that you're not trying to just rob these men blind and that you understand that we're in an economy that is affecting everyone. Even if you have money, you still don't want to blow your money. You still know and understand that you have to preserve your money. That just because you have money, your money is not there for you to blow, that it has to last you and you have to maintain it. See, people who have a lot of money understand that. And what looks like them blowing their money to you is really not. Because they have budgets and they have a certain amount of money that they will spend because they don't want to just spend everything that they work hard for too. They have to budget their money as well. And I just want people to understand, just because you see people who are supposedly rich or whatever, they still have budgets. They just can't just spend all their money because then they won't have any. So I think it makes sense to find a man who understands, and prioritizes his finances in a way that will be beneficial for y'all 10, 15, 20, 30 years down the line and not just spend it all today as if there's no tomorrow. So listen, what do you guys think about this economy? What do you think about people struggling to just feed themselves? What's your thoughts on people actually having a hard time with the cost of living just constantly going up and people are losing their income? What's your thoughts on it? I want you to chime in the comments below. I want to hear what you have to say about this, and I will see you in the next one.
And that was DeeDee. Um, I have one more thing, and once I'm done with that, I'm gonna be done with y'all. We're gonna go to Messy Michonne. Um, I'm not sure how long this thing with the bride is, but it's basically a bride found out that her newly husband was messing around her the whole time, and she basically crashed out.
It was easy.
Come on.
Like this area right over
Come
here,
on.
we've got the backup power.
Come
My friend
on.
Mitch installed the transfer switch so that we can just plug in the Jackery 2000.
There's something sitting right there in front of people's faces. Yeah. It's still like, oh, no.
Speed this up. Because I don't know how long the story is.
Yes, I don't know if it goes by your last name or what. But majority, if not all of the.
Okay. When the story starts.
I make my kids myself. My truck.
Wait a minute. You tell me Missy was on this story for almost 2 hours? You know what, y'all? I'm actually, instead of me adding this on, I'm actually going to turn this into its own live stream. Give me 15 minutes. With that being said, like, share, subscribe. I'll see y'all later. Peace.